What up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Middays with Marks with me, John Marks, the man you trust, the show you trust. Harry Mays with me on a Football Friday. Harry, hello.
Johnny, great to be with you. You got a Week 8 in the NFL. We got a scandal in the association. And we got the World Series starting tonight.
Yep.
Which I know you, being a nice, old school baseball guy like I am, are looking forward to watching some World Series action.
I'm rooting like hell for the Blue Jays too. I'm rooting for Canada.
Yeah.
Call me a traitor, Ray Dunn. I'm rooting for Canada.
Yeah.
Treason.
I really wanted the Mariners to get there because they've never been there.
I did too. Yeah, they've never been there. That's crazy.
And the Mariners remind me a lot of the Phillies with the way they kind of play, with a lot of home runs and good starting pitching.
I like that team.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. I'm rooting Canada. But then again, would the Phillies get 2 World Series? Because if the Dodgers win, then the Phillies get a World Series. So really, I should be rooting for the Dodgers because then the Phillies get a World Series.
Will Dombrowski have a parade?
we can have one.
Maybe in Clearwater.
How about that?
Have a good club.
If the Dodgers win, we have a parade around one Bala. And we just drive our cars around from one Bala to 2 Bala and then back. Seriously, let's do it.
I like that.
And Dave Dombrowski did speak yesterday. He was shamed into having to go on the foul territory and talk about his Bryce Harper comments.
Oh, okay.
So we'll play them coming up. Ray Dunn is here. He walked in the office 3 minutes ago because he had a doctor's appointment this morning. What kind of a doctor's appointment did you have?
I am healthy. That is all that matters.
Hey, I mean, you're young. What are you going to a doctor for?
Well, I'm still on my parents' health insurance. While I'm there, I might as well take advantage.
So what was this, a physical? Like
yearly physical, or were you getting checked out for something?
I'm getting checked out. No personal questions at this time.
Was this issues?
He sounds like he has issues.
Yeah.
I don't have the issues you're going to is not the issues I have. So relax.
Were you at a proctologist? No. I mean, you're the one that's making this shady, not me.
Well, I didn't realize I had to reveal my health history 90 seconds into the program.
Well, it's a radio show.
I didn't realize you were going to walk in at 9:57.
Right. I didn't realize that either. I thought they were going to operate on time.
Yeah.
Oh, operate.
You got an operation?
Operate, as in the office operating on time.
You got an STD? I mean, what are we dealing with here?
Tricky Mona, as they call it.
As I was driving in, I was like, I knew I was going to be grilled for what this was.
Little prescription, you'll be good for the next Temple home game.
Wait, what you should nuts. But you're an idiot. You should have just said, "Nah, it was a yearly physical. I scheduled it last year. I didn't realize that."
Why would I lie to you?
Just say
well, because you're not giving us what's actually happened.
Yeah, I'm not giving you the full truth, but I'm not going to lie to you.
Just say you went to the dentist.
Yeah, really.
That dentist appointment's in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it's after the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like, all right, 8 o'clock appointment. I'll be a little bit late getting into work, but be there in plenty of time for the show.
Yeah, this is a tough day part to schedule stuff like that.
Yeah,
I've always found it because I've been in the middays for most of my career.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I got to pick up the kids, so it's not like I can just leave here and then I got a 2:30 or 3 o'clock because then I got to get to school by 3:30. Yeah. So I agree with you. All right, well, listen, actually, you know what, Harry? That's a good first topic for feedback, which is feedback 975 feedback at 975thefanatic.com. It's the last segment of the show where we talk about your feedback on sports or whatever else we're talking about, or the text line 610-632-0975. Just put feedback and put your name and location. What type of doctor's appointment did Ray Dunn have this morning? I'm going to, it was something with, maybe fanydoctor.com is where Dr. Lowell Meyerson is where he was.
Oh, man, he's way too young for that kind of issue.
Not necessarily. Then, by the way, in all seriousness, I hope you're okay.
I'm okay.
Okay, good. We don't know. All right. So, Harry Mays, yesterday I'm driving into work, and we're gonna touch them all today with the Eagles and the Sixers, and we got a backer pack with the Phillies, Dombrowski's comments, but it's still the biggest story in sports, the betting scandal that came down yesterday. Yeah. So while we're on the air, things are coming out. I heard it driving into work, but I mean, I'm not surprised at a lot of the allegations, like with Terry Rozier and the others. I'm not surprised at that because we saw another player actually do that. But I guess what I didn't realize is even guys that made tens of millions of dollars are still very willing to give inside information. A head coach of a team is giving inside information.
A Hall of Famer.
A Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Damon Jones made a lot of money as an assistant coach, even if he wasn't being paid at the time, giving information. Chauncey Billups, according to the indictment, although he wasn't named, that he was conspirator number 8, gave information to wise guys, to professional bettors. Rozier gave information or said, "How go unders," and then they're selling this information out there to people like, "Hey, I got a tip for you. It's a lock."
Right.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and I haven't read all of that stuff. I'm very interested. I like player number 3. That was great, wasn't it?
Yep.
Player number 3. But I think this is what happens when people get upside down in other forms of gambling. To people, and it's all of a sudden, well, okay, you can't pay me. You don't want to pay me. Well, then you're going to give me information, and I'm going to make more money on it.
Right. Yeah, like Damon Jones, one of the texts he sent, he's accused, Billups and Jones. See, this is the thing. Like, Jones and Billups are both involved. Like, Billups isn't involved by name in anything with the NBA as far as games.
No, that was poker, right? Wasn't he a part of the poker thing?
Billups and Jones are accused of luring people into playing the high-stakes poker games, which were rigged. Yeah. It's not just that they're poker games. Check this out.
Yeah.
Poker chip trays with hidden cameras, shuffling machines that could read the cards, special contact lenses that read pre-marked cards. So it wasn't just these high-stake poker games. It was he's luring players, other people that have a lot of money.
Marks.
Yeah.
Like Marks.
Yep.
Not Johnny Marks, but Marks.
Not Johnny Marks. Yeah, that are going to come in, and they don't realize that the deck is literally stacked against them.
Right. Breaking news.
$7 million were reportedly lost in these games. But Billups told a bettor, and this is the co-conspirator number 8, that the Trailblazers would be tanking and several of their best players would not be playing. This was a March 24th, 2023 game. 4 regular stars didn't play, and Portland lost by 28 points.
Wasn't it some crap game against, like, Charlotte or something?
So that was
it didn't even matter.
It didn't. No. So at the end of the year, they don't want to win, so they tank the games. It's not out there that they're not going to play their starters.
Right.
So what does he do? The same people that he's involved with, and this is allegedly. I want to make sure I say that just for the record. This is allegedly. They haven't been. I think we all agree that a lot of this happened. But so Billups with that. But what you're seeing is, like, the poker games then also became a part of the same people that were involved in these poker games are also involved in the betting stuff. Damon Jones, when he was with the Lakers, he texted somebody and said, quote, "Get a big bet on Milwaukee tonight. Bet enough so D. Jones can eat 2 exclamation points." And the Lakers lost 115-106. LeBron didn't play.
Player number 3, right? Isn't that
Player number 3.
They described him?
He's texting. He's texting some, I don't know if it's a mob associate or some professional bettor. Hey, bet on this one because LeBron's not going to play.
Right, and that information is privy. You kind of figure like, there might be some guys sitting out tonight, but you don't know it's LeBron, and LeBron, is potentially a 35-point scorer.
You know what moves point spreads when it's not out there? They have the information before the public does.
Right.
Which means the books have the information before the public does because they're paying guys to get the information.
Right.
And then when professional bettors are betting it, we don't know that because they have. So professional bettors for years have been getting information out of locker rooms and teams.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
And the line's affected by them already knowing that.
Right. And this is the problem with Pete Rose betting on baseball is this stuff. You may not even realize that you're compromising the team, the sport, or whatever. But even in the games that you don't bet, if you're Pete Rose, if you're not betting $25,000 on a game for your team to win, what are you saying? This pitcher sucks.
Right.
I'm not betting him.
Right.
So even when you're not betting, you're giving information out there to bet.
And this information, ironically, comes on the heels of the information that comes out where college athletes can now bet on pro sports.
Well, yeah, that's a great idea. Considering this investigation is also a part of the collegiate investigation that's going on. There's a Temple player
Which
that's
did
involved
involve
in
Temple.
that.
Yeah, Histier Miller. Yeah.
And one of the guys that was indicted yesterday, he had been arrested trying to leave the country. I think it was the beginning of the year. But he has Philadelphia ties. So Terry Rozier allegedly told a childhood friend that he would exit a game due to a supposed injury. They sold the info for $100,000. Rozier paid for the friend to travel to Philadelphia to collect the money, and then he drove to Rozier's house so they could count the money.
Wow.
Bettors wagered hundreds of thousands of dollars on Rozier's unders for that game.
There you go.
So you have
Player
the
props,
you have the
baby.
player prop aspect of it, and also this. Google or go on Twitter. Did you see this, Ray? You see this video out there, Rozier? There's a game Rozier had a ton of turnovers.
The game where with the Heat, and it looks like he can't dribble a basketball.
If you watch it now, it's very clear what was going on in that game.
Knowing what you know now.
Yes.
Go back to it, yeah.
He airballed a 3 at the end of the game.
Yeah.
He's throwing the ball away. He's committing these turnovers where it looks like he's doing it on purpose now.
Right. And how many times have you been watching games over the course of your life where you're like, what is he doing? Where you're just like, you're dumbfounded. Now maybe you think like, maybe he had some
Yeah. Yeah,
illegalities
how many
going on.
times have you, especially in the NBA, how many times have you said, "Oh, this game's fixed"?
like when Carson throws a backwards pass and then throws a second down punt.
Did you see him last night throwing his
Oh,
helmet?
God.
It was vintage, old school
Oh, my
Carson.
God. And then he got hurt.
Yeah, he was on the bench while like rolling around on the bench.
God.
By the way, that Trailblazers game you brought up earlier, Blazers, Bulls, where the Bulls win by 28 in that game. Phillips rolled out all the reserves. He played shaded sharp 38 minutes in that game. Had him guard Levine the entire time. Levine goes for 33. And Phillips' quote after the game, "That's the reason I wanted to put him on Zach. He needs to see what it's like in the fire. Zach is a tough matchup for anybody." I don't know. Why did you put Sharp on Levine that entire game?
So even if he wasn't like profited from that, the fact that he's involved in these rigged poker games where he got wired $50,000 at some point from something with one of these poker games. He's giving the information to that person. So that's how you intertwine the gambling aspect of this and the poker games. So now he's influenced. He's justifying in his head, I'm not doing anything with the game. I'm not trying to lose the game. We're not playing our starters. That's an organizational decision. So why wouldn't I pass some of this info off to somebody who we're working together on these poker
Right.
games?
He doesn't feel like he's hurting the credibility of the sport.
Yeah, he doesn't realize what he's doing.
Yeah.
Or he does, and he just does. I mean, because he should realize what he's doing. But if you're this deep with rigged poker games, I mean, how dirty do you have to be with everything, man?
You got an issue. You got many issues.
All right.
And it started a long time ago.
610-632-0975. I think we're just scratching the surface on this.
Well, that's what they say. This is the tip of the iceberg.
Yep.
What more is there?
Well, there's college indictments are going to be coming down.
Yeah.
You're going to see a bunch of college players that get indicted. Because they've been investigating. This investigation's going on for years.
Yeah, and that story, keeps coming out, in various websites like there's new information, the college one I'm talking about. And there's never any new information. There's no additional players being named or teams or coaches or anything like that. But, hopefully, as far as for Temple's concerned, there's no other additional players that get named.
Because that's a program killer.
Could be, yeah.
Brian Windhorst believes the NBA knew about this following the Terry Rozier investigation. Is there a cover-up going on? We'll put that for you coming up next. We'll take your phone calls, and we'll segue into the Eagles and the Phillies and everything else. Today is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Philadelphia is a sports city full of
At some point, is going to have to explain why Terry Rozier was allowed to keep playing. And I just want to point something out. The sports books caught the irregular betting on Terry Rozier the day it happened, the morning it happened, when all of a sudden there was hundreds of thousands of dollars coming in on Terry Rozier unders for a relatively meaningless game in March involving the Charlotte Hornets. The sports books caught it. They told the NBA right away. And guess what? The NBA, Rozier didn't play the rest of the season.
Brian Windhorst yesterday on ESPN. Yeah, so, how dumb do you have to be? I guess it was early in the process where they didn't realize that all this stuff was being monitored, that they're, you just can't go to 5 different books and people aren't going to realize if you're wagering $50,000 on Rozier unders at one book,
right,
they're going to know that you're doing that in another book.
Right.
Maybe they didn't realize what they were doing, but how dumb can you be to think that that's not going to gain the attention of people?
Right. I mean, that's the one thing. They're on top of this stuff. Like, it's not like it was back in the day where you could, go to the window with, a bag of cash and then have another guy go to another casino. They keep track of all that stuff now.
Yep. And what he's also referring to is the NBA conducted, and if you're watching on YouTube, air quotes, an investigation in the Rozier. He wasn't playing, like Windhorst said. He was back out there playing this year.
Right.
He was cleared by the NBA. Now, Rozier's attorney yesterday was pissed because they had him do the perp walk. They arrested him, and we arrested him. We arrested Chauncey Billups. He was cooperating. Rozier's been a cooperating witness, but yet they still arrested him because they wanted it for the photo op. And Cash Patel does the press conference yesterday. This is a big deal. It's a big opportunity to go out there and get your face in front of the media.
Right.
But the word is that he's been cooperating in the investigation. So none of this Rozier stuff should come as a surprise. How the hell does the NBA let him go back out this year, knowing everything that's out there? It's pretty clear that there was something fishy going on.
No doubt. I mean, Windy calling him out for it. How about that?
You know what that is? These insiders, because you're right. Normally the inside, you think Adam Schefter would attack Roger Goodell like that?
No.
Right.
No way.
So Windy actually has some morals to, I guess, his reporting, unlike some of these insiders. But he can also, there's blood in the water now. The NBA's in trouble, man.
Yeah. I mean, has the NBA lost credibility?
Yep.
I mean, to me, it lost credibility, 10, 12 years ago with all the tanking. The Sixers,
the Donaghy
the
stuff.
Process, the Donaghy thing. Yeah.
The process, the Donaghy stuff. Yeah. You ever hear the Donaghy podcast that he put out there? It's like 8. It's like 8 episodes, maybe.
No, I did not.
It's really, really good. And it takes you on the inside. Donaghy talks for a lot of it, but it's like not his podcast. It's like an investigative podcast on the whole thing. Man, that situation is so dirty. And to think it's just a rogue official that was out there manipulating games.
That's what David Stern said. Remember.
Scott Foster, for example. Scott Foster, the fixer. So if there's a game 5 in the playoffs and it's a 3-1 series lead, Scott Foster comes in, and he's thought to be the fixer. And he's not going out there and saying, okay, I'm going to make it so obvious that the game, I'm going to fix it for a game. But you go out there, and they're being told, you make sure you officiate that game tightly.
Right.
Oh, okay. And all of a sudden now it's 3-2, and you're going to a game 6.
Right. And they end up getting a game 7 out of it.
Right, exactly. And Scott Foster, a lot of times, and I'm not saying he's fixing anything, I'm just saying that you look at the record of when he's officiating these games and you know it. So there's a lot of people around the NBA that realize that a lot of this stuff, there's a lot of monkey business that goes on.
Right. And I was just getting excited about the NBA watching VJ and Maxey the other night. I actually tuned in for the second half of that game and stayed with it.
It's unbelievable.
It was very exciting.
Kid's unbelievable.
Yeah. Maxey's so good. He's so fun to watch.
I was listening to Cedric Maxwell talk about him, and long time he was like an '80s Celtics player, agitator, great role player,
Cornbread.
Cornbread.
That was his nickname at UNC Charlotte. He actually took them to the Final Four.
Is that right?
Yes.
I did not know that. That's great.
Yep.
Cedric Maxwell knowledge. He compared him to Andrew Toney. Who he had the guard, and then he proceeded to say Andrew Toney. If you ask any Michael Cooper, any of the defensive players from that era, they would say Andrew Toney was the hardest player for them to guard. That's how good Andrew Toney was. And Edgecombe reminds him of Toney.
Wow, that's awesome. The Boston Strangler.
Yeah, Edgecombe looked great. I mean, if you're looking for something to be excited about, you have it.
Yeah.
And it's not Embiid.
No.
Embiid to me is like, then you got to turn and talk about Embiid, and he just sucks the air out of any Sixers conversation.
I know he was on a minutes restriction. I get it. But when he was in there, he was awful.
It was awful.
Awful.
Which I don't even care about, but you can see the pace that they play at. And then when you bring in Embiid, you have to be so much more deliberate in even trying to get him involved in the offense, unless he sits out there at the top of the key, which he did for most of his minutes and shoot.
Right, and that's going to increase when McCain gets back from injury. I mean, they're going to play really fast.
Yeah, Grimes is going to be out there a lot.
No spot for him.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, when you look at the modern NBA, the team, you want a 6'9" center, essentially, that can shoot the three.
Right, and can run the floor.
He the Flintstone feet where he's trying to get it up and down the floor. It just sucks. Anyway, so Ray, were you like us with Embiid? And anytime he was out there, I was just kind of like, all right, I don't want to see it. I don't even want to see it. I just enjoyed the non-Embiid minutes.
Yeah, well, that's a first for this entire era where we enjoyed the non-Embiid minutes.
Right. You used to dread when he'd have to come out of the game for 5 minutes.
Right. It's a rarity that we've seen them win a game where he's been minus double digits in the plus-minus.
Minus 16, I believe he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was not fun watching Embiid, especially after watching him in that preseason game being like, oh, there's glimpses. That guy's there. Yeah. Maybe he's got something. There was none of that the other night. I mean, he looked like a guy who hadn't played in a regular season game since February who's been dealing with a knee problem. And that's an issue for the long-term picture of this thing, because we could talk about how much fun it is to run and gun and how great it is. You're carried by great players in this league. Tyrese Maxey's a very good player, had 40 points in that game, carried to that victory. VJ Edgecombe looks real special in that game. But they were going against a Celtics team that sold a lot of parts and are without Jason Tatum.
Right.
So in terms of putting expectation on where they could go for the season, you need him to be great.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Yeah, who cares? I don't care about the expectations for the season. They're not winning a championship with Joel Embiid. Well, can we stop with this?
Yeah, but if you believe that to be true, which I think that's not very much a scolding hot take from you.
Yeah, it's not.
He does hold up a lot of the salary cap down the line for this team. So the expectation isn't just for this year. It's what you could do with this core. Whether or not they could turn him into a player that is a positive to have out there.
How about just get rid of him?
Well, how? I mean, what do? Does he retire and they negotiate a settlement?
I mean, I didn't even know I didn't even think that we were going to go down this road. I'm literally like, I look at the 76ers right now. I'm not looking at it like, oh, we got to get Joel healthy so he can be out there for the playoffs and they can make a run for the title. No, that's not happening.
No.
Who actually believes that? I'm sorry if you believe that as a 76er fan. It's not happening. All right? Like, I want to see the post-Joel Embiid, and I'm not even an Embiid hater. I'm not.
I'm not either. I loved him.
He had a great run here. I don't know when the post-Embiid thing is going to start. And maybe they can figure it out. I don't know, but my expectation this year for the Sixers isn't, oh, they got to get Embiid healthy so when the playoffs start, maybe that ends up happening. But I love watching the young kids. And anytime Embiid's entered into the conversation, I have this group of 76ers fans that act like Embiid is still this MVP player that can carry them to a title, which you have no reason to believe he's going to be able to do that.
Right.
Which I don't want. Or you have the Embiid hater that's just like, I hate him. He's not like, no, I just want this. I want the Embiid era to be over with. I'm ready to start new.
Yeah, if Wednesday night was a glimpse at what this year is going to be, at least it's going to be fun to watch the young kids play and develop and see how far they can go.
And by the way, Embiid will play well. He's going to play well this year. He's not going to look like he did in the first game. I still think he's a good player. I've just seen it end too many times. 610-632-0975. All right, we'll start to segue into some Eagles and Phillies stuff. But Brian Windhorst says the NBA should have known about Rozier, but should we all have known about Chauncey Billups? 2 years ago, a professional poker player raised questions about Billups and these poker games. Wait till you hear this. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Birds the Giants on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The 5-2 Eagles are going to host the Giants on Sunday at 1 o'clock down at Lincoln Financial Field, looking to get revenge on a Thursday night football game that went awry a couple weeks ago with us 34-17 to New York. No A.J. Brown or Cam Jurgens again at practice yesterday. Back-to-back days where the two do not practice. We're going to speak with ESPN's Tim McManus coming up at 12:55 about everything going on with the Birds. As for the 76ers, 1-0 after the big win over the Celtics. Home opener is Saturday against the Hornets. Nick Nurse joined Kincade Salciunas earlier this morning and talked about the impressive debut and the impressions he's gotten early of VJ Edgecombe.
It's super special, but he kind of is. I think that, again, I don't want to keep harping on the same theme, but he was everywhere we asked him to be from the minute we drafted him this year. He was in the gym early. He was super coachable.
And the only guy who scored more points than him in the opener this season was Tyrese Maxey, who will join Unfiltered coming up at 2:05. Be sure to tune in for that. Flyers lost last night 2-1 to the Ottawa Senators. They'll return home tomorrow. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Handsome Harry Mays, Ray Dunn. Big show today coming up. Tim McManus later on, but we just have there's a lot to talk about with the Eagles and the Phillies. Dave Dombrowski, who I'm glad at least he came out and he talked about it. He seemed like he was annoyed that, I didn't say anything about Bryce Harper. You started this, Dave. Don't act like you didn't do anything. That's coming up next hour. Eagles coming up next segment. But let's fight. So I saw this yesterday. So this was 2 years ago. This is 2023. This is a professional poker player that has a podcast. I don't even know what the podcast is, but I listened to it. And you chopped it down at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Here, Ray. All right. So this has been out there about Chauncey Billups in these poker games. So listen to what this dude had to say.
There was this game. It started in LA and then it came to Vegas for a few days. It was all built around Chauncey Billups. And I had heard about the game, and the person who told me about it was like, look, I know the game runners. I'm telling you 100% this game is on the up and up. And I was like, well, I know a lot of the people that are involved, and I'm telling you 100% that it is not on the up and up.
Yeah.
And, we kind of went back and forth, and I agreed that, I just wasn't going to go play it. But I had some friends who went and played it both in LA and in Vegas, and it obviously, was for sure confirmed to be cheated. People who clearly didn't even understand the rules of No Limit Hold'em are just jamming hundreds of big blinds in with a gutty and then just drilling it. Only the pros are losing.
Right.
So is that Chauncey's game they're talking about that he was hosting?
And this is 2023. No one knew that Chauncey Billups was involved in poker games. So if you listen to the whole cut, he goes on to say that these pro players are like, yeah, I lost $50,000, but these guys got so lucky. Like he had said,
right.
he says a gutty. Yeah. So if you need a card on the river to a gut shot where you need one card to hit a straight, which no professional is going to do because it's you do that, you lose. And these guys are, betting $50,000 or whatever it is that's going to happen. And then it happens because they know the card that's coming.
Right.
But this guy had said that these pros kept going back because they're saying, there's no way that this guy's going to beat me again. They're playing so loose. They don't even know what the hell they're doing. I'll win my money back. And then they keep going back and losing, and they keep going back and losing. And this guy's is it's obviously not on the up and up. There's something fishy going on.
Right.
And there was.
I don't even know how to play poker, and all that poker language is like Mandarin to me. All those words that they were rolling out there.
If you're going for a straight and you need an 8 to hit a straight on the last card that's going to come up on the river, no professional player is going to bet heavy on that unless he's trying to bluff the other player out. And these idiots that don't even know what they're doing, they're like, yeah, let me put $50,000 on it. And then the 8 comes out. It's like, how the hell did that happen, right? They know it's coming.
Rigged. Yeah. Got a great comment on the YouTube chat. At MBD says, any chance we can get Joel Embiid tangled up in this betting scandal?
Yeah, I don't know if he's involved in look at Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani's
right.
He wasn't involved, but would you be surprised right away if he was somewhat involved?
No, I mean, what was that? Was it his trainer or something?
His interpreter.
His interpreter, right?
Who ended up being his business manager because they had this relationship. He stole millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Special contact lenses that could read pre-marked cards. X-ray table that could read cards face down that these guys could see because it was an X-ray table.
This sounds like a movie.
Sophisticated cheating technologies like shuffling machines that could read the cards, poker chip trays with hidden cameras.
Man.
So it's not just that Chauncey Billups is setting up these high-stake, illegal underground poker games, and Gilbert Arenas got busted for it.
Which go on all over the place.
They go on all over the place.
Yeah.
Gilbert Arenas was doing it. He would rent some mansion, and then you would get guys that they want the action, they want the ego of being there with high-stake guys. Right. And then there was supposedly women, maybe some ladies of the night that are there, and they're serving alcohol and whatever else. That's one thing. But Billups being involved in non-legitimate games with the mafia.
Right.
We're talking about the 5 families in New York were involved in this. And then on top of it, now he's giving information about his as the head coach of the Blazers about players not playing in the games.
Tanking.
Yes.
Yep. Tanking.
And then they're betting hundreds of thousands of dollars on it. It is crazy. All right, Harry, coming up, you have already stated that you are very, very confident in the Eagles.
Yes, I am. I put a bet on What day did I do the Locked On Eagles episode?
Tuesday?
It was Wednesday. That's when I bet the Eagles at 7.5.
I was looking bet parks this morning, 7.5.
Yeah,
That's a solid, confident line in the Eagles winning
it is. And this was prior to me knowing that A.J. Brown was missing practice.
with a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he going to?
Yeah.
Tim McManus will answer some of that.
I'm
Coming up.
staying on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Ray, confident in the Eagles this week?
Absolutely.
All right. All right. Not so much. Not so much with me. I don't know,
No?
man. No. Just because we want the Eagles to show up, they're going to show up?
No, but I mean, it's the NFL. The Giants aren't going to beat the Eagles twice. They're not going to win on the road
No?
with a rookie quarterback.
No?
Coming off the mat in Denver, half that team's mental state is still in Mile High Stadium, losing that game.
So there's two ways you can look at it. They're going to look terrible this week. They were mad at the defense. The Giants' defensive players were pissed because the defensive coordinator, I think he played 8 in coverage and it was a soft zone. Because if you remember in that last drive, they had 2 completions that were, I think, 21 and 28 yards that were very easy.
Yes.
And it got them from where it's like, oh, well, they need 15 yards to get in one of these really long field goals to essentially the game was over with an easy field goal. They had gotten almost 50 yards easily. And Giants players were pissed off, yelling off the field, yelling about it. So you can look at it and say, well, they're like that took their soul and they're not going to recover, or they're pissed and they come out this week.
Extra motivated. I just heard Jordan Mailata's extra motivated. I'm riding with him.
Okay. All right. They were extra motivated in 2023 too, Harry. 610
This is not 2023.
0975. I don't know. Text line 610-632-0975. You chesty today like Harry Mays?
Hey,
Ton of confidence in the Eagles? We'll talk about it. 610-632-0.
7.5. That's a big line, and they know that AJ was out. It didn't affect anything.
That's true. No, it didn't move it at all. You're right.
It's a big number.
All right. All right. We'll talk about it coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Fanatics and
All right, Football Friday is brought to you by Norristown, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, driving the great deals at the fall sales event. Norristown, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and get wicked good deals all month long on a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. Visit NorristownChryslerDodge.com. All right, I have a prop for this segment, unless I lost it, which might be. So, I don't know. Ray, have you noticed that I lose everything?
Is it an NBA prop? Because that would be appropriate.
I'm taking the under.
Did you see at the end of Inside the NBA last night, Aaron Gordon hit the most threes in the opening game of the season since Terry Rozier.
Is that right?
In 2020? Yeah. Ernie ended one of their segments with, and we've got quite the stat for you. File this one under.
Well, I mean,
of course.
So Greeny yesterday, the Greeny show, Get Up. While they were on the air after it just broke and they're talking about it, they took the slug in the bottom of the screen for ESPN Bet. They removed it. Someone, of course, went back and saw it. Yep, right when he was on the air. And he's like, well, we're going to talk to Shams about what's going on. And the ESPN Bet thing went boop and disappeared. But, I mean, to your point, I mean, Harry, when we first started doing radio together, we were talking about lines, and long before it became this easy thing.
I used to do it all the time, and I'd get a lot of flack for it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because it was illegal. I used to bet with a bookie back when I haven't bet in a long time, but I bet with a bookie, a guy that used to come into the bar that I worked at.
Right.
And when the Eagles in 2000 in the Super Bowl, when they lost, but the Greg Lewis touchdown busted that spread, Lou was gone for a while. Legitimately, he couldn't find him for weeks.
Oh, really? The bookie disappeared?
Yeah, because he
couldn't pay.
He couldn't. No, he eventually did, but still, he was gone for weeks. And we got word that he'd be back, but he just didn't. You know, like he'll be. Give him a little bit of time. He's good for it.
Disappear for a little while.
All right. So, we've been doing this maybe longer than a lot of people that are just jumping on FanDuel, BetParks, or whatever right now.
Right.
But it's just so common, especially with us. Like, you look at the revenue that's generated, the NFL, the NBA, radio stations, TV stations, doing FanDuel reads, doing BetParks reads. Like, it's just it's a source of revenue for a lot of these businesses.
Sure. It's keeping a lot of things alive.
Sure is.
It's a major source of income. And there's another post here on the chat. At Idle76 says, all sports stations and podcasts promoting betting sites doesn't really help our confidence that we aren't basically watching the WWE.
Yep. Well, do you have to get away from the prop bets? I think collegially you can't do the prop bets in college.
I never really got involved with those, to be honest with you.
You're smart.
Yeah.
Because they want you to do that because they make more money off the it's difficult to win.
It is.
You're doing parlays, you're better off just going.
And whoever takes unders in those things anyway.
No fun.
It's when you're seeing a points or, free, whatever, you're going to take the over, yards receiving, all that kind of stuff.
I had the under last night, and Al Michaels is talking about it being under. Can we play it? We're going to get into the Eagle stuff. Can you play it? So I'm watching the game. I have the under. The Chargers are driving. It's toward the end of the game, but there's enough time where they're just not going to kneel on it, or they're not just going to give the ball back to the Vikings.
So that's why you were still watching it, because you had the under. Because that game was long since over.
I was doing dishes and taking the trash out and stuff. Thursday nights I normally save laundry and other stuff because I know I'm going to be up late.
Oh, okay.
I record a college betting segment as well on Thursday.
Okay.
So I'm usually up till 12, 1 o'clock on Thursday. But no, I was paying attention to the game still because of the under, to your point, Harry.
Right.
So this is Al Michaels last night on Amazon.
Normally, a game like this, you think it is over, but it's not quite over. You know what I mean? Well, why not? I'll be punished again. Yeah. What can I tell you?
I mean,
It's close to being over, but
it's really interesting.
I don't want to call it over with 3 minutes to go, right?
Never. No, it's really interesting where we are right now.
Yes, we are.
Sorry.
Sometimes you never know when that.
He's got to edit this down. All right, whatever. He's got to edit this down. So a field goal puts the game over.
Right. Notice how uncomfortable Herb Street was.
He wants nothing.
He wants
to do
nothing
with it.
to do with it.
Al's been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Like when we were talking about 20 years ago, Al was the one, and no one knew what he was talking about unless you bet. Brent
Musburger too. Yeah. They were great.
They were great because they knew exactly. And this is long before everybody knows the point spreads and the over-unders, and it's something that they now talk about during the broadcast a lot of times. Back then, that was an underworld thing to where if you knew what he was talking about, it means you bet games.
Right. Brent had money on those games. There's no doubt. Now, did it influence his call? I don't think so in the least.
Well, some people think Al might have had some.
Well, yeah, probably. But I know Brent did.
Right.
He started Vegas Sports Information Network as soon as he got out of
and he lives in Vegas, yeah. So it puts, so the field goal was good. It put the game over. But Al mentioning it, he also had to apologize for something that he had said on an earlier broadcast, and he was annoyed by it. So if we would have kept going, I think he acknowledges it. Well, even in the beginning, he said, yeah, what do I care?
Right.
And he says it. Now, on a day where a scandal like that broke, pretty bold for Al Michaels to be saying that.
Very bold. He just doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it? What are you, Al Michaels? What are you going to do, fire me?
Right.
Well, that's definitely his attitude.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he's going for.
At this point, he's Al Michaels.
He wants to play more golf at Bel Air Country Club.
He'll be 81 next month.
Isn't that amazing?
He's still, for being 81, he's still good. He's lost he's throwing 87.
Yeah, right. I was going to say his fastball's in the 80s, but still.
Yeah. You fire him, he's going to start a podcast. He'll get his money.
Yeah.
Dick Stockton at 70 was throwing 67-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Yeah, he was like a knuckleball pitcher at one point in his career.
Poor Dick Stockton.
Oh, but he was great.
Yeah, he was great. All right. You know what's going on in the game.
No, but I'm saying back in the 80s, the NBA.
Hey, he was always terrible.
The greatest.
He was always terrible. He always sucked. He never knew what was going on. He was always a step slow in play-by-play. But he was one of the first ones to do it.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, no idea. And then remember he was reading the teleprompter? He was saying, read what's on the teleprompter when he was doing the
It's like Ron Burgundy-esque.
He was doing Ron Burgundy stuff. All right, so I got to do this, Harry. All right.
Oh, yeah. I saw this morning.
Well, I didn't want to wear it the whole show because it would overshadow before we get into how people are obsessed with how I look on the
everybody pays attention to your
there you go. What do you think, Ray?
Gear.
I have a Kelly Green Gardner Minshew style Eagles bandana.
And they're wearing the Kelly Greens this weekend, right?
That's why I broke it out.
Yeah.
And I have this is a Buddy Ryan era white hoodie with the green old style birds.
I love that logo.
It's awesome.
I really do.
No,
that is great. But now you're going Bohm. You're like Alec Bohm with the headband.
My hair's not long enough to be Alec. No, I look like Gardner Minshew without the mustache.
I thought this was an Alec Bohm ploy. I thought this was just to follow up on our conversation on Tuesday.
That's what I thought.
Well, I'd say here's the reason why I'm doing it ultimately. Other than the attention that I get on YouTube, which I like. I am 14-2 lifetime wearing this. I've actually documented. Or the rest of the season's free. Documented 14-2.
Wow.
Over the course of my lifetime.
Just Eagles games.
Just Eagles games.
Okay.
I need it. I need it this week. I was waiting. You know what? It's like when you're in the playoff series, you want to wait to get the headliner to throw out the first pitch, but you also don't want to lose in 4 games because then he never gets to throw out the first pitch.
Mm-hmm.
That's this right here. I was trying to wait. This is an important game this week.
It is a pivotal game. Going into a bye with what you have after the bye, Green Bay, Detroit, and Dallas. It is a pivotal game. They have to win it.
They have to win this. That'd be 2 division losses. And by the way, look out for the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
That offense is legit.
And they'll be getting CD back.
CD's back.
Yeah.
He was back
this
last week. Oh, he was back last week.
He was back last week?
In my fantasy line.
I didn't even watch them last week.
Put up big numbers. Over 100
I like
yards.
Pickens.
Pickens is good.
I like him.
Look out. Look out. All right. 610-632-0975. We have some texts coming up. So what's the biggest piece of concern for the Eagles this weekend? I'll give you mine and why I don't have a ton of confidence in the game. We have Tim McManus on later on. He gave Unfiltered an update yesterday on A.J. Brown. We have that for you. Coming up, Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Birds and Giants on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at crohnscolitisfoundation.org. 5-2 Eagles looking for revenge against the Giants this weekend at Lincoln Financial Field at 1 o'clock on Sunday. No A.J. Brown and Cam Jurgens yesterday at practice for a second consecutive day. Tim McManus was there at practice. It gave Unfiltered a little bit of an update on that, but also was in the locker room yesterday and got a chance to jump into what it means to face the Giants again this week.
Talking with Jordan Mailata, he called this game for him personal. He said that Week 6 game against New York was the worst of his career. So he said for him, this is a personal game.
We'll get a chance to talk with Tim McManus about the injury updates and about this matchup coming up at 12:55. The 76ers, a home opener on Saturday against the Hornets. We heard earlier today from Nick Nurse. He joined Kincade, Salciunas. To catch that conversation one more time on our website and on the Fanatic app. You get Tyrese Maxey at 2:05 today, coming on with Unfiltered. This update is also brought to you by Unbound.org. A girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor. An elder in Guatemala dreams of being part of a community. Reach out and change the world. It will change your own. Unbound.org. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
designation yesterday, did not practice. I can tell you that I watched him for the bulk of the time that the media was out there, and he was doing some running along the sidelines with a trainer. So there was at least some sort of activity. Played the entire game and had a great game this past week against the Vikings. Some speculation about when did that injury happen? Was it on the last play? And we'll be sifting through the details and get in detail as soon as we have them. But what we know right now is that he's been sidelined for 2 straight days. Same thing with Cam Jurgens. No sign of him on the practice field. So it looks like the Eagles could be shorthanded.
That's T-Mac, who will join us final hour of the show. We are back. It is Middays with Marks 97.5, the Fanatic, Harry Mays, and Ray Dunn this morning. I mean, so he's injured. He doesn't have to talk to the media.
Right. Convenient.
So he hasn't had to talk to the media.
Right.
He didn't practice. I'm not telling you there's not some type of a issue. Maybe there isn't. But is this a good week to say, like, hey, listen, we're going into a bye week.
Right.
Like, why don't we just, like, chill out, go talk to Dom. The video of him and Dom talking on the sideline, all I could picture is him being like, that MFer over there never throws me the ball. What was that conversation between Dom and A.J. Brown?
It makes me like the Eagles more this week.
Interesting. Do you think are you concerned he doesn't play? I mean, he hasn't practiced.
I don't know. Even if he doesn't play, I like him. 7.5.
Didn't
I think Saquon gets loose this week.
I keep saying that.
Yeah. Heavy formation, and Saquon gets loose for a home run.
That goes against what we're doing, Ray. The motto of the show.
Yeah, this is the throw the ball show.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, we're not
Well,
running the
it's
ball.
just for 1 week.
Nope, sorry. Welcome to the modern NFL, folks.
So-
We're throwing it. We got a gunslinger now.
Do I need to do the legal, Ray?
Well,
Yep.
I do. All
and
right.
Dotson must get loose.
Well, okay.
So that Jurgens.
It's a concern.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN and WPEN HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. And it's, Harry, it's one of the reasons why when I say that I don't have a ton of confidence on the Eagles this week, you're absolutely right. They won the Super Bowl last year. We're probably freaking out too much. They're 5-2.
Yes, we are freaking out.
Right. But
It's what we do
I know.
in this town.
And I enjoy it. I'm guilty of it. But I do recall how confident the Giants looked running the ball down the Eagles' throat.
Yeah.
And Jackson Dart, Jackson Dart doesn't even realize what he's doing yet. And the kid's just out there. He's cocky. He's confident. He can make plays.
He's got a lot of moxie, that kid.
Sure does.
He does.
He's going to be really annoying for years to come. And honestly, I think this is the biggest factor, Harry. I can't tell you that I believe that the same Jalen Hurts and the same offense that we saw in the second half last week is what we're going to see on Sunday. It was great. I give Patullo credit. We've had people on that said that Patullo did this, he did that. Fred Johnson was on the field for all runs when they gave that jumbo formation.
And they went under center
in the first half. In the second half, they threw out of it. So they baited them into thinking Fred Johnson's coming in. That was the Devontae Smith throw. They ran the ball every time in the first half when Fred Johnson came on. The first time in the second half, they brought Fred Johnson on. They play action, and boom.
Well, there was some deception. They've been accused of being so predictable.
And they did a great job.
But no, you have every right to believe, how do I know it's going to continue? Because it hasn't. It's been a quarter here, a half there. It's not been for an entire game, much less 2 games in a row. So, yeah, I understand your concern, but I will say that, this is also Vic Fangio coming back against an opponent that he saw just a couple of weeks ago, who was embarrassed, by the way, without Jalen Carter, who will play this week, and Quinyon Mitchell went out early in that game, which really upset.
Oh, they killed him. You're right.
The defensive backfield rotation was done when he's out of the game.
That's a great point.
All
right. That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Now, is Brandon Graham going to play this week?
You think? I don't know. I think they got him, get him ready for after the bye week.
I mean, when it wasn't even before Bill Colarulo broke the story that they were signing Brandon Graham, Ray.
Yeah.
Wow.
He did. No, Ray's against it.
No, you're right.
I know
You're right.
he's against it.
He did. He
Were you
absolutely
here
did.
for that? But before we it was like it makes perfect sense. He comes back. He sits out against the Giants. He's got the bye week, so he's ready to go after the bye week. But the way they're talking this week, Brandon's been around and he's kind of been waiting to play. So does he get out there? See, I think he might get out there for a dozen snaps. How many sacks am I up to? Because Ray's also anti-Brandon coming back, BG coming back. He's not all as happy as the rest of us.
How can you be anti? I mean,
I'm not. This is how it's been spun upon me. I can be anti-Bill. I'm not anti-BG.
But you didn't want him to come back. You're not anti-BG. You're anti-BG coming back.
I was on the air when this came down. My stance from that moment when it came down to this moment is still, I don't think this is the game-changing addition that everyone thinks it is.
Well, I'm not saying it's a game-changing decision.
Nobody's saying that it is.
No.
He's making that up.
That's a straw man argument. Right?
Well, the straw man argument that I have against this. I'm happy for Brandon Graham. If he's happy, good. I am very, very skeptical of a guy who tore his triceps twice coming back this season and doing something meaningful for this team.
I say it's probably going to end in some other injury, unfortunately, for BG, but it makes them better in the interim.
Okay, yeah, I still think this isn't. Remember when Trot came back the second time? He had nothing.
Yeah.
Because they were desperate for a linebacker.
Right.
That's not the case with BG.
Okay, so BG comes back. If he plays this week, great. If he doesn't play this week, we're going to go into the bye. We're going to get past the trade deadline. And then if you don't make an addition at edge rusher, you're like, well, we're better because we have Brandon Graham.
But they're not going to operate like that.
Yeah.
Well, they also have concerns at corner, offensive line depth. There's a reasonable case for them to say Nolan Smith gets healthy. We added Brandon Graham. Maybe we could address somewhere else.
This isn't David Robertson where you could only get Robertson and not Duran, right? They still needed to get the closer, but Robertson didn't cost anything, and he was needed. Just cost money. All right, so most likely scenarios with Brandon Graham. The most likely scenario is he comes back, he's a contributor, he's a very part-time player, he's a rotational player. That's what I think is the most likely scenario. He comes back, and he's not great. He's not a Pro Bowler, but he's good. Second most likely scenario, he gets injured. And he doesn't see every game.
Right.
But I do not see him coming back and be totally shot and doesn't give you anything.
Both of those scenarios can be true, too.
That he's shot and gets injured?
No, that he can come back and contribute and then also get injured.
So that's maybe the second most likely scenario.
Right.
He contributes, but then he can't stay healthy.
That's mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if he gets hurt, then
what's your most likely scenario?
He comes back, probably where Harry is, where he comes back, ends up getting banged up, and by the end of this, we're like, all right, Brandon Graham's there leading the locker room.
But I mean, that could be any player. That could have been Zadarius Smith. It could be anything that they trade for or they sign.
John, if I said to you, hey, a 37-year-old edge rusher is signed with the Eagles, and his name's not Brandon Graham, what's your reaction to that?
But he's not Brandon Graham. We saw last year at age 36 that he was not only was he very productive. He was great against the run. He was great against the pass. He actually gave you more snaps than you ever anticipated.
Right. We were shocked at 36 he gave you that.
Hey, Vic Fangio is in support of this and always wanted this. He never wanted him to retire.
Yep. He wanted him back. He wanted him back.
I gotta go. I gotta go with Vic.
All right. Over Ray?
Yeah.
That's fine. You go with Vic over me on this one. That's perfectly fine.
Why can't you just be happy that he's coming back like every other Eagle fan?
When I see 55 on the field, the fan in me will be happy. I'm not doing my job sitting here if I'm not telling you I'm skeptical of this.
All right.
If you want me to be fanboy in here, I'll go fanboy.
Both can be true.
Right. That's what I like. That's the thing. I'm happy for Brandon Graham. I don't want this to be Ray hates Brandon Graham. Ray hates the idea of the franchise legend.
I didn't say you hate. No, I never said you hated Brandon Graham. I said you hate the idea that he's coming back.
All right.
Thank you, 97.5.
Yep.
I remember that.
I do. I explained it this week. Thank you, 97.5. We got a ton of mileage out of that.
Yes, we did.
So if he plays this week, you can lock it up right now. Someone can give you inside information if he's playing this week. Lock it up for a sack for Brandon Graham. Do the prop.
This week.
If he plays this week, he's getting a sack. It was up to 2 sacks yesterday. 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss. Final answer this week. Brandon Graham. Tackle for a loss in the run game where he just blows by some slow offensive lineman. Bam! And then a sack on top of it.
I'll say he can. He'll take down Scatterbo in the backfield.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
See, doesn't the defense need the energy and him running his mouth out there?
They do.
All right. You seem kind of skeptical, too.
Oh, no. I
don't know.
I don't know if it happens this week.
Okay.
You know.
We'll find out more from Tim McManus coming up. He'll have all the information. All right, 610-632-0975. We'll hit the text board on all of this coming up next. But also, who deserves more credit for last week, Patullo or the players? Jalen Hurts spoke about his faith in KP. We have that coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Middays with Marks.
Hey, everybody, it's Bill Colarulo, and coming up at 2.
last week, accept those challenges when they come in, and got a lot of confidence in KP and the direction we're going. Ultimately, our execution as a team, our execution as a unit, mastering the things that take no talent, those things that have, gotten us in some of these games and made them closer than what they maybe could have been, and then ultimately it put us in positions not to win the game. Controlling those things are very important.
Jalen Hurts. Did it seem like he was in a good mood?
That's a good mood?
Yep.
I guess.
Didn't it?
That's
the funny thing that makes me chuckle.
Yep. He's not a chuckler.
Does he chuckle?
No. Very serious fella. But after the win at Minnesota, unlike at the end of the Rams game where he had this he was like angry that they won. Like, it took 2 blocked field goals to win the game. He exited the field, the camera's on him, and he doesn't even have a smile or a reaction when the field goal is blocked and they run it back. He was actually smiling and in a good mood. After the game with Pam Oliver, you saw a joyful, he said, we're not bleeping losers anymore. You could tell that, like, he was very happy they got to win, almost relieved they got to win.
Yeah, it was a sense of relief because it was through his arm and through a couple of the wide receivers, one who has been complaining for a while. And it really, I mean, to me, you said the question, was it KP or the players? To me, it was the players.
Yeah, agreed. Because Jalen actually made the throws.
He did.
You hadn't seen a confident, you said this on Tuesday too, you haven't seen confident throws like that from Jalen since the Super Bowl.
Right.
The last touchdown he threw to AJ, he's not even making that throw in some of these games earlier this year. He's gun shy.
Right.
He don't want to throw an interception. And when he's not confident Jalen throwing the ball, you can see it. His footwork's bad. He's not stepping in. He's not confident in the pocket. He was also the pass protection was great. A lot of those plays, he's back there bouncing around. There's no one near him. So if you don't pressure him, he has confidence in all of those things. Then you see a different quarterback.
But even on the play, which was my play of the game, the 3rd and 13, he was pressured, and they came up through the middle of the pocket, and he rolled around to his right and found AJ, and that was a very confident throw
on the run. Yeah, he was great. He really was. So if you see a confident Jalen Hurts out there, you can throw the ball. And I don't know if it's if AJ's mad, does that affect him to where he loses confidence and now he's thinking about making these throws? Because think about how many deep throws that he's missed this year, whether he's sailing them out of bounds or he's just misfiring or not throwing them.
Overthrowing Devontae. But then there was the one that he threw that it looked where AJ kind of gave up on the route, too. Yep. It kind of goes both ways.
Yep. Not a very confident team. What does the text board have to say about all this, Ray?
We got a texter that's not very confident. Unnamed texter, can you name me the last time this team has won without AJ in the lineup? His presence would be missed on Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because Dotson's your third. I don't particularly think he's good. I don't even know who the fourth be right now.
Mechie.
Mechie sighting?
Mechie.
Yeah.
Goddard normally is used when some of these other guys are out. I don't have any inside knowledge or anything like that. I think AJ plays.
I don't know. You got an all-time, all-world running back. How about they find ways to get him going?
Agreed.
This week.
How come they can't? Sirianni's offenses through all of their offensive coordinators aren't good at getting the running back the ball in the passing game.
Right.
And you would think that Saquon, with his athletic ability, that he would be able to be more involved. They don't run screens.
Nope.
Sirianni's never run screens. They don't even practice it. I remember him talking about it.
And now with the injuries on the offensive line, maybe that influences that too. Where
with Kelsey out there, you would expect him.
Right,
to
and
be
the Jurgens is not out there. Right. And you're going to run a screen with Brett Toth leading the way. I don't know if that works.
We don't even know if Toth.
But there's other ways to get Saquon the ball in the passing game besides a screen, right?
Right.
Be creative.
It's what hurt. We had Herm Edwards on.
Cook up a play.
Remember Herm on the station talking about Nick Foles? He's not a franchise quarterback now. Hey, good quarterback, but he's a franchise quarterback. He's not a franchise quarterback.
But he was good enough to win you a Super Bowl, but he wasn't a franchise
years later.
quarterback.
But so Herm had said with Saquon, just what you're saying. You got to find creative ways to get him the ball.
Yeah.
And if it's not working where you know what? How about pitching it outside? How about trying some counter play, whatever?
These coaches are up all night. We always hear about sleeping at the facility. What are they doing? They're watching film and come up with a play.
Yeah.
Add plays to the playbook.
Do a backyard. Doesn't Jalen seem like he's good when you do the backyard play?
You would think he'd be great at that, yes.
Do the backyard play. What else, Ray? What are they saying out there?
We got someone that's upset with the BG conversation, right? If we take away BG and put a question mark as for unknown when looking at this signing, make sure you put those 2 trophies next to him. It's not about name dropping; it's pedigree.
Yep, Duke can still play.
I hope.
So are you off the last image? Is that because you didn't use that?
Well, the
one
last
today?
image. I mean, we've had this conversation. I feel like we've run this one into the ground.
Okay.
I'm tired of the Stoutland Kelsey image being brought up by me because I feel like I'm taking everyone's week down the tubes when I bring it up.
All right, well, we're done with it.
I'll say, Harry, if you haven't heard me say this, then I just don't want the last thing I see on the field is Brandon Graham being carted off, Brandon Graham being upset, Brandon Graham, I liked the way the story ended with the 2 trophies sitting right next to him.
The carting off is a decent point.
Well, yeah, I don't want to see anybody get carted off.
We don't want to see that.
Yeah, but that's what comes back into this signing. Like, there's so many guys that think they still have something left. They get back out there after they were off for an entire offseason, get out there and either get hurt or realize there's nothing there. Like, if he realizes there's nothing there, we get to week 12, he realizes, wow, I was a lot closer to E than I thought. All right, well, there's a man on the 53-man roster. You're not telling Brandon Graham to kick rocks.
Right.
He's playing. Rotation is thin.
You're not going to release him. He's playing for as long as he wants to.
Right. Like, that's the thing. I hope he's still got something left.
All right. So answer me this, because Harry said he's confident. He gave some good reasons, right? Why are you confident that the Eagles bounce back this week? Because 7.5 points. I mean, is this just they find a way to win? Because that's what the Eagles have been doing, is finding a way to win, or is this a convincing? Not even style points. It's a convincing. They beat us a couple weeks ago. They came to Lincoln Financial Field and we soundly beat them.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what this is. I think this is a team that you're better than. If they get swept by the Giants this season, I'd be really surprised. And that's one of those spots in the NFL where, AJ being hurt, Cam Jurgens being hurt, doesn't make me feel good about them in terms of what they're going to be able to do offensively.
But is this a Jalen Hurts, I can throw the ball and I'm going to do it again game? Is this a convincing offense looks good? We're going into the bye week feeling good.
It also could be, hey, Rook, you've had a nice run a couple weeks here. Someone's going to see you twice on tape.
Yeah.
Let's teach you what you are.
That's what I'm banking.
Quinyon Mitchell and Jalen Carter, probably your 2 best players defensively. If you want to throw Zach Bond in that mix as the top players. Quinyon missed half of that game.
I say that is the 2 best players.
Jalen Carter missed that entire game.
Yep.
That's a different dynamic for that quarterback. The game-changing play in the Minnesota game was Jalen Carter getting through the line and Carson Wentz making a mistake. You don't have that. We've seen 2 games now where we haven't had Jalen Carter, and I feel like that defense both times be like, oh, my God, can they get a stop?
I think Quinyon played 12 or 13 snaps in that Giant
He was
game.
standing on the sideline holding holding the shoulder pads. Yeah.
So I understand why you're not confident. I could see where you're coming from. I just think for me, I look at that Giants team, and if that Giants team beats you twice, maybe I have a lot of inward reflection to do on what I think about this Eagles team.
That's something for the text line, 610-632-0975. In next segment, we'll take some phone calls, 610-632-0975. I don't know. I can't get there right away. This really is. I made fun of the people that had the PTSD from 2023, and now I have it. Now that's what I'm thinking about.
You do have it.
Because there were so many times at the end of that year where I said, this is a good team. They're not losing to the Cardinals at home with the division on the line. They're not losing.
And then they did.
And then they did.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like that's where we are right now. But, I mean, who's to say that? I just worry that the Giants come out and everything that the Eagles did well offensively last week now
goes away.
It goes away because there's adjustments made, and then then Jalen's playing tight again, and Jalen's not playing with this looseness. AJ Brown not playing.
Well, here's another thing. How about you come out in the first 15? We always think that the first 15 are scripted because of Andy Reid. I don't know that they are. But in the first series or 2, you design a run for your quarterback.
Creativity.
Another thing that we haven't seen much of.
Yeah, they got to be more creative. If there's one play in a game where even if you're doing a quote-unquote trick play, all right, do it.
Oh. Yeah, run Dotson.
But no. So I had said I don't
jet sweep.
No, put 3 quarterbacks on the field at the same time.
Oh.
All of them.
There you go.
And do trick plays. 610-632-0975. That's creative, Harry.
Yes, it is.
Coming up, concerns overblown for the Giants, or is this 2023 PTSD? Also, later on, we play back or pack with the Phillies. Jose Alvarado is our case study today.
Ooh.
Back or pack or Alvarado. Your Eagles thoughts coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Birds and Giants on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The 5-2 Eagles looking for revenge on the Giants. Going back to that Thursday night loss 34-17 2 weeks ago. No A.J. Brown and Cam Jurgens back-to-back days at practice for the Birds. We'll get Tim McManus of ESPN join us at 12:55. Break down everything going on with the Birds right now. As for the Sixers, home opener is Saturday against the Hornets. Nick Nurse earlier joined Kincade and Salciunas talking about the rookie phenom VJ Edgecombe in his first game and what they've got from him so far.
It's super special, but he kind of is. I think that, again, I don't want to keep harping on the same theme, but he was everywhere we asked him to be from the minute we drafted him this year. He was in the gym early. He was super coachable.
And if you want more from the 76ers, Tyrese Maxey will be on Unfiltered today at 2:05, talking about that opener win for the Sixers. Flyers lost 2-1 last night to the Senators. They've got the Islanders at home Saturday afternoon. This update's brought to you by the International Hot Rod Association, International Hot Rod Association Durand Hybrid, where the roar of the engine meets the torque of the wrench, building champions on the track and in the trades. Get your tickets at IHRA.com. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, we're back. Middays with Marks, Harry Mays, Ray Dunn, Bill Colarulo in the house. Tyrese Maxey joins the show early in the show, towards the beginning of the show. Tyrese Maxey.
How about that? Off that performance?
Yeah, we barely talked about him scoring 40.
I know.
Everything was about Edgecombe.
Well, yeah. It's funny. You kind of bury the lead. Like Maxey at 40.
He looked great.
7 for 9 from 3.
From 3, yeah.
Which was a big problem last year. He was not shooting the ball well. I mean, that most encouraging thing was to see those two really from Jump Street have great chemistry together.
And they were getting in rhythm threes in that fourth quarter, which and they
scored
were
42 points.
Yeah, it's incredible.
With that pacing, you're able to get that space if they respect the fact you're going to take you to the bucket. Like, that's something that with this offense has been so stagnant over the last couple of years with nobody moving. Like, VJ moves off the ball. That keeps the defense moving. It keeps space for – like, that's something that you could point to with this backcourt that you can actually enjoy.
Wait till you get Embiid up to speed and PG-13 comes back, man. They'll be running at pace.
What could go wrong? What possibly could go wrong?
Well, the one thing you can say that can work with Embiid in this offense, if you have guys that move off ball, there's still a gravity towards him in the mid-range. Like, that's the one thing. You still can, from the foul line out, build an offense.
I honestly, I think they'll be good with Embiid. It's just that you're going to have to – Nick Nurse is going to have to figure out what the sweet spot is for – because you can't run the pace that they ran.
No.
That's not going to work.
Is Embiid now Okafor?
I mean, he's good. See, the thing, he's also a good passer. So he'll be able to live at the top of the key shooting those threes. But he's going to be like Herman Munster running up the court with Edgecombe with the ball. And he's going to get there probably 15 seconds left in the shot clock. And he's going to take a lot of threes from the top of the key.
Yeah, see, with these guys on the court, these young guys, I don't want him to be taking threes anymore. I didn't really want him doing it
before, but you almost needed to.
Yeah.
But now, so it'll be. I'm not trying to be negative. When earlier, I some people that were texting me being like, "Dude, you sound like a real jerk talking about Embiid." I just like when I watch the young guys play. That's what I want. Anything that you involve Embiid now it's bringing the negative into it. Can he stay healthy? How many games can't do back to back?
Slows him down.
Well,
yeah. He was a bystander in that game when he was even in there.
He sure was. Sure was, Sarah. By the way, you can email me at john@975thefanatic.com. Feedback is 975thefanatic, or excuse me, 975 feedback at 975thefanatic.com. Feedback's the last segment of the show.
So the email works now.
It does.
Okay, good.
Took a couple weeks to get an email address up and running, but it works. Also, the text line, Ray, can we get more feedback from the text line and what we're talking about here?
Yeah, we got Bill from Royersford checking in about the Birds. I think they need to line up under center. First play action shot down the field to get them to think about that to open up things right away for the running game. Keep them guessing.
More confidence or more pessimism on the text board in general?
I would say more confidence. Yeah, confidence is more where it's at right now. I would say we're playing a lot of armchair coach still. I don't think there's a lot of confidence in the coaching. Like that text from Bill is example. Like another one here. We got Mike in South Philly that checked in with this team not being able to run is a problem. That said, I think this is the week that Saquon Barkley gets going. They're going to have to respect the fact that you were able to pass the ball. Like a lot of people, they're still going down the path of like, this offense needs to be better. I need to see more from this offense. So confident that they win, confident in the actual team, I don't think necessarily exists
But
yet.
the pass will set up the run.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right. Not like last year. The offense ran through Saquon Barkley in the running game last year. That can't happen again this year. I mean, there are reasons to feel good about what happened last week. Patullo, and by the way, all the people that I mean, there's so many people that even in their bios on social media will be like, fire Patullo.
Really?
Oh, my, I see it all the time. You see that too, Ray?
I do see it. It's a very interesting thing to put in your bio.
Is that a hashtag?
I'm sure
Fire
it is.
KP.
But, the guy's name will be like Bob Smith, and it'll be like Bob Fire Patullo Smith. Will be in his bio. I mean,
they're 5-2.
But
even with KP,
it was some social media thing that I did. I was responding back to somebody that someone responded to me and it was about Patullo, and it was early in the season. And I'm like, didn't we have to realize that it might take him a couple weeks to kind of get everything going? And he said, all right, well, like last year, Kellen Moore was a disaster, but at least he had injuries that you could blame. Like Kellen Moore was a disaster. They had the best season in franchise history and won a Super Bowl.
He ended up getting a head coaching
job. He got a head coach. Like Kellen Moore was a disaster. What are you talking about?
If he was a disaster, he'd be back here.
Is that like what the hitting coach in the Phillies should be? The hitting coach gets blamed for everything. It's Rob Thompson gets blamed for everything. The offensive coordinator gets blamed everything for the.
What does the hitting coach really do with a major league player?
They like him and they don't mind when they go through videos and stuff together. No, like
he's going through a slump.
But when you're a hitting coach and guys don't hit, a lot of times you lose your job, and it's the nature of the job. You don't hit, the hitting coach gets fired. That's not happening with Kevin Long. They just extended him.
They did?
Kevin Long.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but contract extension.
Well.
We've got hashtag fire Kevin Patullo. I got some tweets for you here. So we got someone quote tweeting Devontae Smith talking about the 79-yard touchdown. When the players have a higher football IQ than the play caller, and they have to draft up the plays at halftime. ... Hashtag fire Kevin Patullo. We have a quote tweet of the touchdown pass to A.J. Brown. Hashtag fire Kevin Patullo. That's all they said. Victory Monday tweet. Hashtag fire Kevin Patullo. We have a screenshot of the Rams' first half numbers offensively with the hashtag fire Kevin Patullo.
I've been seeing it since the first game of the year. So it's not. I can imagine when they hashtag fire Patullo, it's going to be negative about Patullo.
A woman posted a selfie of herself with the hashtag fly Eagles fly and the hashtag fire Kevin Patullo.
What does she look like?
They retweeted.
There is an account out there that is literally just tweeting almost every day. Hashtag, 7 tweets in one day. Hashtag fire Kevin Patullo, responding to just different Eagles accounts.
So if you're being fair, that shouldn't have been any of the. Now, the first half, they had the great opening drive, and then it went south from there.
Right.
And that's been a big problem with this team. They can't put an entire game together.
Until the 79-yard touchdown.
Right.
They were kind of silent. They had the defensive touchdown.
You have to acknowledge that, but they looked a lot better. There were the buttons being pushed by Patullo and the coaching staff, the play calling, some of the wrinkles they had in the second half worked.
Yeah, they did.
My favorite of all these, an AI-generated image of Kevin Patullo in a McDonald's work outfit with the hashtag fire Kevin Patullo.
Was he doing the drive-through window?
Nope.
Oh,
wasn't trusted with the drive-through. He's got to talk to the actual customers in the place.
I worked the drive-through window before.
Yeah, so did my wife.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I did it for a it was a Wendy's radio appearance in where Mike Trout's from.
Oh, Millville.
In Millville.
Okay.
The Wendy's in Millville.
Nice.
And they had me work in the window for an hour.
Beautiful. How was that?
No one knew who I was. It's just like who is this guy and why is he standing?
Why is my order taking so long?
Right. I didn't really do anything but just be like, hey, and then they took pictures of me. Whatever. Like a good Wendy's burger.
Oh, yeah.
When was the last time you had a fast food burger?
Probably about a year ago.
Not that long for me, but
I
don't
miss them, though.
I do more Chick-fil-A than anything.
The Wendy's fries I always loved.
They're good.
Because they're like a little heavier.
Ray? Yeah, no, they're much. The McDonald's fries are skinny and salty.
Yeah, they got really skinny.
I have no idea.
You don't
Probably over half a decade, maybe a decade.
A decade since you've had. Well, the younger generation doesn't do fast food like us.
No?
Not that we do fast food a lot anymore.
I mean,
No.
I'll do the Chick-fil-A.
I did when I was.
That doesn't count.
I did when I was his age.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we grew up with
Sure.
Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's.
Right.
It's just I would just toggle between the three when I was your age, Ray, or younger.
But yet he was at the doctor today.
That's probably why.
No fast food.
Nope.
We got a texter here on KP with the hashtag fire KP if you want. Austin in Nashville. I hate to ever agree with John Kincade, but look at the new offensive coordinator in Detroit. He's doing just fine in his first year. That's with a defensive-minded head coach in Dan Campbell. Didn't read that part of the text. Don't want to hear that we have to give KP time. He has stunk so far.
I mean, I could probably go through the Lions right now and fire whoever first game of the year they came out got blasted by the Packers. So don't tell me that they weren't firing that guy.
They have the same record.
Yeah,
they're 5-2.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. You know what I think? I think the Lions are a good team. Do I need to go through and nitpick every Lions game? I don't know what they've done every game. I don't know if they've been fantastic. They've actually been really good recently.
Well, they lost to the Chiefs 2 weeks ago.
They scored 52, 38, 34, 37, 7. So after they lost to the Chiefs, that was that Sunday night game.
Yep.
I'm sure the offensive coordinator was getting fired. They just scored 24 points against the
And then they
Bucs.
came back against the Bucs at home against a very depleted Bucs team that really played poorly.
That was it. Yeah, they couldn't keep.
They were terrible.
They couldn't keep They were getting pressured the entire game. All right, coming up, we're playing back or pack. Let's go to the bullpen, Harry Mays.
All right.
What does Dombrowski do with Jose Alvarado? Well, he said something about it in his press conference. We'll play that for you coming up next. Back or pack with the Phillies. That's coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
John Kincade, Andrew Salciunas.
Yep, get everything you need on there.
The Alexa, not so much.
No?
No.
What do you mean?
How many years ago did that come out? When that was, because I remember it was around the
5?
holidays, and it was the rage, like, Christmas gift. But I was still here on the air.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had them for years.
2014.
Okay, yeah, I was still here. I was probably working with, who would I have been working with? That's a trivia question.
In
Pick a
2014?
date and ask who I was working
Spin the wheel?
with. Yeah. Maybe Robbie E. at that point. or
No,
or just
no.
another
Robbie Anthony
2015.
came. Robbie Anthony came. Well, yeah, depending on when it could have been.
2015.
It could have been Rob.
But I told my wife, I said, listen, I know everybody thinks these things are great. If you bring one of those home, I'm taking it out and smashing it in the driveway.
So you don't have one now?
No, we do not.
Still?
No, I don't talk to devices.
Well,
I don't talk to my TV remote.
Oh, I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't talk to. I talk
Really?
my text messages.
I don't talk to. No, I don't do that.
And I do voice to text. That's why sometimes it doesn't make sense. Pardon me.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm like, what is he saying?
Yeah. Sometimes that happens. Really? I have an Alexa. I have more Alexas than I have need for them. I have
Yeah.
Alexas in drawers.
I don't need things listening to me.
Well, I mean,
No.
I'm not going to tell you that that's
Unless I'm on the radio.
a good thing.
Yeah.
But my kids wouldn't know what to. They wouldn't know what to do.
Well, yeah, they grew up with it.
In the morning, they're like, Alexa, what's the temperature at 12 p.m. today? Because they want to know what to wear, if it'll be warm enough at recess.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
today in Collegeville, everything, any type of a question, Alexa, what's this? So what you do is you say, Alexa, tune into 97.5 The Fanatic, and then you can listen to us. There you go.
It's that simple.
It's that simple. That simple. So that's what you should do. All right, it's time for Back or Pack.
The Phillies season is over.
It's over, Johnny.
Now it's time to ask, who should be back? And who should start to pack?
Pack your bags. See ya. And I wouldn't want to be here.
It's time for Back or Pack on Middays with Marks.
All right, before I ask you whether Jose Alvarado back or pack, let's hear Dave Dombrowski on foul territory yesterday.
I think when you talk about the emotions at the time, I think I would describe as all of them. You're upset because here you go, your top reliever at that time is getting suspended, and you're angry. I'm also then have a good relationship with Jose, and between he and then Jorge Velandia, we came in, I got the whole story from his perspective. There was a part of me that felt sad for him because I don't think he was trying to do anything that, I mean, when you look at Jose Alvarado, the last thing he needs to do is get stronger. I mean, he's trying to lose weight on it because he's as strong as an ox. I don't think that the testing perspective will affect us what goes into the wintertime decision. We have to decide what we want to do with that, but I'll be surprised if he's not back with us.
Yeah, I'm not worried. Like, I don't buy the first major league player that comes out and says, "Yep, I cheated.
Yep,
I knew what I was doing. I was just not
massive
going to get
respect
caught."
for that guy.
I've done it before and I didn't get caught, so I was trying to do it again.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make as much money as I possibly can.
Right.
And this idea that PEDs wouldn't help Alvarado, as we learned, at first we thought that only home run hitters use this stuff, and then you realize that pitchers can pitch all the time and throw faster and harder with PEDs. So yeah, a guy that throws 100 miles an hour, yeah, PEDs would help him, Harry.
Right, and he's back.
All right, so Harry
$9
Mays,
million.
Jose Alvarado, back or pack?
He's back, without question. This was a no-brainer.
Okay, I agree. Are we trying to do like a 2 or 3 year contract with him? Because he could come back. Is it
$9 million? It's a mutual option.
Mutual option.
Yeah.
But when Dombrowski talked at the press conference, it felt like that he was thinking it would be a longer term deal, right, Ray, or less
3.
money.
I would say less money. If I'm the Phillies, I'm like, yo, man, we're in the midst of a contending run here. We could have used it in the postseason. Look what happened. $9 million?
Yeah, but
we're just going to commit that to you?
I don't think he has to take shame pay, and he's going to take $5 million because he was suspended. He didn't get paid for that time last year.
No. 2-year deal? I'd be good with that.
I think that he has to acknowledge in the negotiations, like, I screwed you guys over last year, but I don't think he's taking shame. Like, remember Donovan used to get the pity pay because they benched him, so they gave him more money?
Right.
I don't think Jose Alvarado's taking shame pay where he takes $5 million.
I don't know if I'd call it shame pay. I would call it, hey, your value's been hurt around the league.
Has it?
Really?
I'd
don't know
sign
about
him.
that.
Yeah, I would sign him.
If I'm
the
agent, and I said I just got off the phone with 6 clubs. I can't wait to sign this guy.
If I'm another team, I'd absolutely give him a shot.
Yeah.
But in terms of what he is right now, he got hurt down the stretch. There is a question of, hey, this velocity, like you weren't bad in 2024, but I thought you were looking better in 2025. Then you get dinged for performance enhancers, and you're in your 30s. Like, I don't know.
Here's what I'm saying: $9 million for 1 year is a pretty good bargain.
Yeah. Listen,
if I'm the Phillies, I pay
As a
$9 million.
setup guy?
Yeah.
Oh man.
If they go into the mutual option, I'm not going to go kicking and screaming to him. But if you can get him down to a lower number.
Yeah. And that's the real backbreaker of that suspension is not only do you have to serve the games, but you cannot play in the postseason. I mean,
they needed him.
You know, they did. And I'd have been totally cool with him being there, regardless of the suspension.
With Duran.
If he could play.
With Duran pitching the ninth inning, so you don't have to worry about the ninth inning.
Right.
Having Alvarado being able to pitch the seventh or the eighth and being a guy you can bring in with guys on base or to start an inning, he's a real weapon. All right, here's my proposal. 2 years, $18 million.
Done.
Back or pack?
Back.
Ray Dunn, back or pack?
Then I'm just going into my mutual option there. I'm just saying give me the 1 for 9.
But it's not mutual.
Yeah.
All right, well, if he opts out,
I'm not agreeing.
Yeah, Alvarado has the right to not agree.
2 for 18, or I walk.
You got some guts to opt out after what you did to us this season, Jose.
No agent's going to think like that, though. They know that if there's a market out there where they know, hey, listen, at the very least, you're going to get a 2-year contract worth as much money. Even if it's $15 million, it's still $15 million, right?
All right. Well, then if you say 2 for 15, now I'm in for 2 for 15.
18.
All right.
You want it? I mean, the bottom line is we know we want him back. 'Cause if you don't bring him back, they need to add.
Yeah, no, they need to add. They still need to add, whether or not they have him back.
Now, here's the thing. Does Alvarado and his agent try to negotiate his own entrance theme and light show for when he comes in for the 8th inning?
That'd be something.
I
don't know if they have to do that.
So beer's going to be $30 a beer because of the lights, the payment for electricity, it says in Bank Park.
So who's in your bullpen right now? Strom?
Yes.
Kirkring?
Yep.
Duran? Banks is arbitration, so he's back.
Right.
Who am I missing in the bullpen that you have? Robertson's not going to be back at least to start the season. Thompson said, "Well, he won't be back to start the season." We don't need Robertson back in August.
No.
I don't need that. How about you do your job now, Dombrowski? I don't know. Who else? Who am I missing in the bullpen?
Banks, Strom, Duran,
Kirkring,
and
Walker a part of that?
Well, he may end up having to start because of Wheeler.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're going to Painter. They may look. Honestly, I don't need to trade Taijuan Walker. They needed that. They needed that extra arm. You need Alvarado back. You also need who's your second best reliever? Who's your second best reliever? Not Kirkring.
Strom.
See, I put Alvarado over Strom.
Yeah.
Well, I would if he's part of. Yeah, if he's part of it. Yeah.
You get 2 lefties.
Now it's Strom.
Who's your best right-handed reliever? It's by default.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah. So they need to upgrade that too. And I'm telling you, like Jeff Hoffman throwing absolute gas, getting the Blue Jays to the World Series.
He looked good.
He looked really good, and Romano didn't look anything but really good. All right, coming up, news at noon. Bob Costas. Oh God,
he's still around.
How old's Bob Costas? You think?
He's got to be in his 70s, no?
We'll do it coming back. Gilbert Arenas and Kirk Herbstreit. That's what it is. News at noon with Ray Dunn is coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
It's the Giants on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. 5-2 Eagles looking for revenge on the Giants after that Thursday night debacle a couple of weeks ago. Tim McManus will join us coming up at 12:55. Yesterday when he was on with Unfiltered, talked about Jordan Mailata taking this matchup personal.
Talking with Jordan Mailata, he called this game for him personal. He said that Week 6 game against New York was the worst of his career. So he said for him, this is a personal game.
And for the Eagles, some of the problems in Week 6 was with availability. They've had some availability problems in practice this week. A.J. Brown, Cam Jurgens, both missing back-to-back days of practice. We'll get McManus update on both those players coming up at 12:55. As for the 76ers, they have their home opener Saturday against the Hornets. Plenty of Sixers guests on the station throughout the day today. Nick Nurse joined Kincade Salciunas this morning. You can listen to that on the website and on the Fanatic app. And Tyrese Maxey will be on with Unfiltered coming up at 2:05. Flyers lost 2-1 yesterday to the Senators. They've got the Islanders tomorrow afternoon at 12:30. This update's brought to you by Unbound.org. A girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor. An elder in Guatemala dreams of being part of a community. Reach out and change the world, and it will change your own. Unbound.org. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
BEN and WBEN HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia. Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. Football Friday is brought to you by Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, driving the great wicked deals at the fall sales event. Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Deals all month long on a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. Imagine that. Visit NorristownChryslerDodge.com. I could use a Jeep. I've never had a Jeep.
Love Jeeps.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
They still make the Cherokee?
Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah.
And the Wagoneer?
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Classics, man.
And the Eagle? No, I don't think they make that. I want one of these new Wranglers that.
Oh yeah.
Well, I like the Ford Bronco. The new Ford Bronco.
So do I. Yeah, so do I.
I like the look of that. It's a little bit. It's like a hybrid of a Jeep and something else. Anything good this weekend? You playing golf this weekend, here?
Probably on Saturday.
Yeah.
Can't Sunday because the Eagles game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right. I am. I'm doing a dad's night out tomorrow night. We're going to the newer McGurk's in Royersford.
Okay.
And it just started out. I have a couple of dad friends, and it's like, yo, our wives are like going out to dinner all the time. Let's like 2 Saturdays we're going out. We're doing a dad's night out, 8 p.m. McGurk's, Royersford. Be there. All right? Great place to go.
And it's tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's like, well, can I ask this person? I'm like, yeah, ask whoever you want to. And they're like, well, let me ask my buddy Zach. So then I asked Zach, and Zach's like, well, can I ask? I'm like, yeah, ask whoever you want to. So with a couple of ask whoever you want to. We got like 40 dads that are going.
40?
We got like 40 dads. That
My God, you're going to take the place over.
I don't know where we're going to go. I mean, it's a really, really big place.
Yeah.
But
you're going to take it over.
That's awesome. I don't want to sit down. I just wanted to stand at the bar and chat it up, drink, take an Uber home or whatever. Ray, I invited you. I know you're busy.
Sorry.
And you're not a dad.
It's
he's not a dad.
It's a Saturday night when I live in the city.
I know. Yeah. And I'm it's
you
suburban.
can't walk there.
No,
yeah,
I know.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's an expensive Uber ride.
It is.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping we can do a live show at a great location like that, where at nighttime we do a show and we have like a dad's night out type thing. But yeah, so just not without even trying. It might be more. Honestly, I told people like don't ask anybody else. We have too many people. I don't know if there's going to be room.
Texas A&M LSU is the game that night.
A&M 2.5 point road favorites.
Correct.
In that one. Uncle Jamie, not Uncle Harry.
Is
Uncle
that one
Jamie,
of his picks?
But you can't take him seriously because he's an LSU fan. He picks LSU to win every week.
Well, yeah, I took him too, along with him against Vanderbilt, and they lost outright.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm not going near that game right there. Yeah. So so if we see it at McGurk's, great place, Royersford.
Yeah, especially out there. I'd love to do something out there. I still have yet to broadcast from like where I grew up, that area.
You want the high school people to come and be like, oh, look at Ray, what a big star.
I mean, I'd like to be out there around people that I know. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You should.
It'd be nice.
Get great
Ray
pride in
for a
your
day.
success.
Ray for a day.
Not gay Ray for a day. That's when he goes to the Pride Parade.
Or Club Risque Ray for a day.
No, Club Risque for a day. Well, Harry will be there for that.
I like that. Let's do it.
He's nervous. He doesn't want to do it.
I don't care.
You'll go?
Yeah.
For a talent fee, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously.
Town field will last about 30 minutes in there.
No, you get credit.
Yeah, right.
They can't just pay me credit.
Yeah, sure they can.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, we'll just get you. Yeah, we'll get you credits. Time for the news at noon.
This city needs its news.
Now, it's time for
I'd like to be remembered as a good newsman.
the news at noon
It's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
with Ray Dunn.
All right. We're going to start with Bob Costas so we can get this out of the way. Because I could tell by the way the two of you reacted to hearing Bob Costas' name. Nobody wants to hear more from Bob Costas than you have to.
I have a Bob Costas story, but go ahead.
He was on with Foul Territory and was talking about the looming CBA in Major League Baseball. And he pointed to the Bryce Harper incident with Rob Manfred as a reason why he is projecting doom for the 2027 season.
I'm hoping that relations should be better now. You know, back in the day when the owners really were screwing the players, this is a different situation now. I know it was a one-off, but when Bryce Harper drops an F-bomb on Manfred, to whatever extent that represents a portion of the players' electorate, I don't think that's a hopeful sign. They have to respect the owner's position and the commissioner's position. They don't have to agree with it, but they have to view them as, if not partners, there's at least some overlap of mutual interest. And let's sit down and negotiate that.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything more annoying in sports than when baseball players and owners can't get on the same page.
Yeah.
And remember during COVID how they couldn't have come to the agreements, and it was like, listen, we need you guys right now.
When millionaires argue with billionaires.
Yep.
Great stuff.
Yeah, like I don't even care players or owners or whatever. Like the NFL rarely has issues with, because they realize everybody's making the money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got to keep doing it. The owners want a salary cap. The players obviously don't. I'm not looking forward to this because there's going to be some type of a stoppage.
There'll be a work
stoppage.
stoppage.
There'll be something.
Yeah, there will.
What they do. All right, stay tuned. I'll tell the Bob Costa story after news in there. I don't want to stop the momentum.
He's got a flow going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go to last night. Kirk Herbstreit on the call for that Thursday night football game. This is not them talking about overs. This is just him watching Carson Wentz throw his helmet. And Herbstreit didn't like it. Didn't like it at all.
You know, I understand. It's been obviously a rough night, and he hadn't had a lot of help. To me, when you're the captain of the ship, you're the quarterback, you got to try to hold some of that emotion in. And I know he's frustrated.
And he's hurt.
But it's week 7.
Yeah, all right. It's week 7, and you know what? It's his last start that he's going to have because they ain't putting him back out there.
It's not week 7 for Carson. And I think he knows it.
He does.
You know.
Yeah, in between laps for me last night, the reaction there is clearly this is a guy who realizes he's at the end of the road with the Vikings.
But it's also his MO. He did this when he was at the Eagles. That whole helmet throwing thing where he'll hold the helmet on the top of his head and then he'll chuck it. Did the same thing with the Eagles all the time.
Yeah. And he throws the tablet. He threw the tablet last week.
He's such a baby and a spaz, but I mean that's
what he is.
What he is. Yeah,
it's
it's
always
what he
been
is.
that way.
Yeah, but I mean that's when he said it's only week 7. Yeah, in week 7 for Carson Wentz, he's not the starting quarterback.
It's week 18 for him. Season's over for him.
Yeah, I mean at what point? At some point, even if McCarthy wasn't coming back, you got to look. You look somewhere else.
You got to go elsewhere. Who was that guy they brought in? The third string guy. Never heard of him.
They like him, but they brought in Wentz because he didn't have any experience. But I think the Vikings think that he's their backup / maybe even plan B if McCarthy can't play. But yeah, no, he's a rookie, right? He's a rookie late round pick, if that.
Yeah, like a quarterback factory type pick. You know, we're going to get this guy into the system. He's going to figure it out. With Kevin O'Connell, I could actually sign up for that line of thinking.
Yeah, Wentz got hurt, and he was rolling around on the bench, and then he was back out there. He was bad again last night.
Max Brosmer, and he played for the Gophers.
Minnesota.
Oh, wow. He's got to be a favorite out there. They've got to be getting calls all the time. You know, they got to give that guy a shot. That guy had something about him that I really like.
There's somebody sitting across from the facility in the morning with a sign. Play Brosmer.
Yeah. On K-Fan. That's the big sports radio station.
Throw the ball.
Yep. Yeah, with Brosmer. All right. Because, by the way, McCarthy's not going to be very good either.
He hasn't been.
Yeah, he
hasn't been.
All right, go ahead.
All right, last one for you here. Gilbert Arenas obviously got arrested earlier this year in connection with poker, illegal games, putting it all together. There was a running joke on social media early yesterday that Gilbert Arenas snitched on Chauncey Billups, on the whole situation. Arenas had his podcast yesterday. He decided that he was going to make a grand entrance where he walks in carrying a bag that says informant. This is the beginning of Gilbert Arenas' podcast yesterday.
Hey, how y'all doing, baby? What's up, big dog? Info. Huh? Informant. Oh, let's say informant. Informant? No. This is lunch. Just got back. Hiding in the shadows. How y'all doing, man? What's the? Oh, this is my lunch, man. I ain't get to eat it over there, man. I was talking too much.
Wow, he's too busy informing to eat his lunch.
Such an idiot. I mean, he really is. So Arenas was arrested for having pretty much Chauncey Billups is accused of having these high-stake poker games, illegal poker games, but they were rigged.
Right.
Arenas he had the same thing, but they weren't rigged.
Well, he didn't have the technology to rig it.
No, I think he would rent mansions.
Of course.
And then would have...
They're available.
All these high-profile games, and then they would have liquor, and then even women, I believe. There were paid escorts.
It goes together.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And he got busted for it. There you go. News and news.
He later went on to say that anyone that's calling him a snitch is wrong. But he really wanted to play into it at the beginning.
He was having fun with it. Now, was he? Because this isn't a new investigation. This has been going on for years. So, like, I know Stephen A. Smith went on ESPN and said that this is like Trump's doing this.
Right, revenge or something.
This investigation started when Joe Biden was still in office. So, getting into the politics of things, like, obviously, I'm not doing anything like that. But this isn't they didn't get a tip 6 months ago, and then they did this whole investigation, and now they wrapped it.
And
up.
how many years ago was that when Gilbert Arenas and Josh Crittenden, the guy from Georgia Tech, got in an argument over a card game, and guns were involved? They were playing for the Wizards, I believe, right?
They were.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was over. Like, I don't want to call it a culture. I heard Shaq talking about it last night. Everybody's constantly playing cards. There's a game called Tonk, and I think it was Shaq that brought it up, but I've heard a couple athletes, they say we're playing Tonk, the back of the plane. It's spades. It's just one of these card games that you play, you can bet on.
I think that game has several different names.
Yes.
Like Bougie or something.
That's another one.
Yeah, that's another one, yeah.
Yeah, when was he? What's your guess on that when he was, I would say 12 years ago.
That's probably about right.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that long? It might even be. Let me see.
I was thinking like mid-2000, like 2004, 5.
So it's that long ago?
Oh, really?
Dude, I don't know.
I am really old.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe I'm
That
wrong.
was at the beginning of the Fanatic.
2009.
Okay.
I split the difference.
Not too bad.
So I said a dozen, so not that far off. Close. All right, Bob Costas' story. Do you remember it, Harry?
Your story.
Yeah, with Bob Costas. When I worked with Sean Brace.
And he was on the air with you guys, right?
So Bob Costas threw out the first pitch at a Cardinals game. And he looked like, not 50 Cent, but he did not have a good first pitch.
Okay.
So he demanded the ball back to get a redo, a mulligan.
Okay. All right, a mully.
Which is pretty weak. If you throw out the first pitch and you say you have to live with it.
Right.
You don't get to, and like, so he's like, ah.
Well, usually you're training for this for weeks in advance, right? To not embarrass yourself, right?
Bob Abuhi didn't ask for another first pitch. 50 Cent in that. Bob Costas needs to ask for. So, never had in the Hagian, he could get like anybody on the air. He had so many phone numbers. So I was sitting right here when I worked middays with Sean Brace, and I had all of a sudden the Hagian standing in the office. He would always have the phone in his hand.
Oh, it was always in his hand. I think it was surgically attached to his hand.
And who comes up on the hotline?
Bob Costas.
Bob Costas. The day after the
first
pitch.
Yeah.
Right?
And you had probably just ripped him for 15 minutes on the show.
Bob Costas is an all-time great. I can't stand him. Like I had enough of Bob Costas.
Right. I enjoyed him as well, but I'm done.
Yeah. He's an all-time great.
Yeah.
I've just been like, no, I don't want to interview him. I'm good. I'd rather rip him than so it comes on. So now I got to play nice.
Right.
So I'm asking him about it, and he refuses to have any fun about the first pitch. Like he refused to have fun.
He
with
can't
it.
have fun. Period.
No.
That's why we don't like him that much.
And he was defending himself, and I'm saying, Bob, a lot of people are saying you shouldn't have taken the first. I'm just trying to have fun with it, and he refuses to have fun with it. He's so uptight about it. So then,
well, he's Bob Costas.
So then,
he's revered.
There's a famous drop, and he goes, "It's baseball season, boys." That's what he said because we were like trying to have fun with it, and he wanted to talk about baseball. So it's baseball season, boys, whatever. So we love Sean Brace. This was the same time that Monet Davis and the Taney Little League thing was going on.
Sure.
So Sean Brace talking to Mr. Olympic, Natalie Comaneci, and every professional tennis player and everybody that was ever in the Olympics. Sean asked Bob Costas if Monet Davis is the best female athlete ever. Could you imagine his reaction?
Oh, my God.
And you can see Sean saying it, totally getting caught up in the moment.
He's all...
Monet Davis was such a great story. He asked Bob Costas if Monet Davis was the best female athlete ever. And he was serious, too. And Bob Costas, he started naming every Olympic athlete ever.
Right. Nadia Comaneci, you mentioned.
Now I'm just trying to get off the air with him because I'm finished. And the Hagian's in the other room, and he's like getting nervous because now Costas is on it.
Right.
And I forget what got me to it. I said, you know what, Bob? I said, nobody cares. See, and I hung up on him.
You did?
I hung up on Bob.
Baseball season, boys.
Well, there it is.
There it is. You hung up on Bob Costas.
I said, you know what, Bob? Nobody really cares. You can probably find the audio out there online. And I hung up on him.
Wow.
And I go, that was Bob Costas. And I was so mad, and we got off the air, and I go to Sean, I go, what are you doing with the Monet Davis stuff? Like, Jesus. And then, this is early on in me being a solo host.
Yeah.
kind of early on, and now everybody's hammering me, and like now everything around me, everybody's melting down. Nahagian's having a fit because I just hung up on
You ripped
Bob
his
Costas.
guy. Yeah,
right.
you hung up on
and
him.
I was mad at Nahagian. I'm like, why are you even putting him on the air? I don't want to talk to him.
Why'd he put you in that spot?
All he's picturing is that Bob Costas gives us this great soundbite, and we make news, and we end up on blogs.
Right.
But meanwhile, I couldn't have fun with it.
Create some buzz, as they
It's
say.
baseball season, boys.
That was almost like when I ran Digger Phelps.
You ran Digger Phelps.
Yeah. Talking about his book.
I remember you and Tony had Chris Carter on, and Chris Carter was being really rude and mean about Eagles and the Eagles fans. And I tweeted out, Chris Carter being a D, and I used the word, on 97.5 The Fanatic right now or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Nahagian's calling me, and I refuse to answer the phone. I'm actually on the air.
You
at this
knew
point.
what it was, right?
Yeah, because the ESPN corporate was going crazy that this tweet was out there.
Right.
Chris Carter was going crazy about it, and I refused to answer the phone. So he's calling the hotline while we're on the air, and I'm refusing to delete it. And he comes running in here during the break when he finally got back to the office. It was great.
That's tremendous.
610-632-0975. All right, so judging by the text line, there's a little bit of insecurity on what the Eagles' offense is going to look like on Sunday. What do you anticipate? We'll get to the phones. We'll get to the text as well. 610-632-0975. Middays with Marks.
Start your morning.
of the show brought to you by Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing, 48 months, rebates and tax credits up to $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. ServiceFirstHVAC.com. Tim McManus later this hour. About 12:55, he'll join us. Everything on the Eagles. A.J. Brown, is he going to play? Is he going to speak about his the Instagram post heard around Philadelphia?
Maybe he'll just put out another post. How about if he posts during the game?
Who did that?
Like if he's not in uniform and he's just
Wendell Smallwood.
Is that? Oh, that's right.
At halftime, he was fighting with somebody in DMs.
That's right.
He was like F you.
No, but I'm saying like this is during the game and AJ's on the sideline and puts out one of those cryptic blasts.
Yep. Yeah, the last one was very deep. Another Bible verse in the middle of the first quarter after he doesn't get the ball. All right, that's coming up. Let's get to Avalon Bryan. AB, I haven't talked to Avalon Bryan in years. What's up, AB?
Johnny Marks and Harry, this is a great show, and I'm glad to hear it on the radio. And I'm glad to be able to call and converse as opposed to fighting over hot takes and all the other nonsense that's been going on. But listen, you just brought up a really good thing with the Eagles, with Wendell Smallwood. Can you imagine during the T.O. McNabb fight and the feud if social media had been what it is today?
Yeah.
With T.O.? You imagine T.O. in his prime with Twitter?
Well,
what he would do with that. Sam Wilson had said it earlier.
Be unbelievable.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah.
It'd be bad for the Eagles.
I mean, it would it would have been bad for the Eagles, but I mean, how many passive-aggressive tweets would we have gotten from 5? I mean, it just would have been ridiculous.
Oh my God! And T.O. wouldn't have been passive-aggressive. Donovan would have been passive-aggressive. It's so true.
Yes. So I hope AJ stays off the Twitter for the weekend. I really do. Listen, you guys have hit on a number of good topics today. When you hung up on Bob Costas, that was one of my. I've been a listener of both stations. I don't know, 20 years, 4 hours a day in the car and whatever. It's a top 5 moment. I kick myself.
Wait, is it a top
phenomenal.
5 or a Mount Rushmore? Because that's only 4.
Right. It's a good question, Harry. Is it a number 1 seed?
610.
Yeah, 610-632-0975. I don't. And you know what else? I was just thinking about it during the break. It was right around the time. Do you remember when Bob Costas? He was doing he was anchoring the Olympic coverage. I think it was in. Where was it? Where was it in Russia?
Was it a winter?
Yeah. It was. Where was it in Russia?
Oh, began with an S.
Wherever that was, right? And he had this really bad. What people were saying was pink eye.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't take him. He wouldn't take himself off the air, and it was so bad. It was like, dude, I can't even watch this. It looks so bad. And, of course, blogs and everybody else are going to make fun of it. Really what happened was he had gotten plastic surgery, and he had a bad reaction to plastic surgery. At least that's what people said online. So it was the exact same time he was doing it. Yeah.
Sochi?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sochi.
100%. Mark, he's 80 years old and doesn't have a wrinkle and has brown hair. There's no way he's not visiting the dermatologist or the plastic surgeon. Come on. Plastic Bob Costas.
Yeah.
Listen, last thing before you let me jump. This NBA betting thing has way more tentacles than I think we let on, because I'm a believer that baseball protected Ohtani to the nth degree with what he had going on. There's no way he didn't know. And if you look at the connections with Jones and LeBron and the injuries, it seems like there's just enough plausible deniability to protect him. But you know he's filthy, dirty, involved in this.
Well, I mean, and good to talk to you, AB. Please keep calling. Love Apple.
Yeah, good to hear from Brian.
I thought that we were going to get a lot more with Ohtani, and then it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe there's a cover-up. And
You don't?
No.
Baseball has a lot to lose.
You're damn right they do.
I mean, not just in this country.
Well, I'm not telling you that it's impossible. I mean, honestly, like, especially with today's media and the feds, you think the feds want to protect Shohei Ohtani? No, they want to do the exact opposite. They want to make a case out of it. Here's my thought after hearing Brian, because he's right. Do we realize how big this story actually is? Does this take down Adam Silver? It's not going to take down the NBA, but you know what happens now? Every person, every whoever out there that has nothing better to do but go and watch every game for the last however many years is going to like the trash can banging incident. Some guy on Twitter discovered that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So we'll go back and pick apart every game.
There's a video out there.
Here's where it happened.
There's a video out there with Terry Rozier. It's pretty clear that he was throwing that game after watching it. So, Ray, is this like we don't realize how much more we're going to find from this collegiately? Those indictments aren't out yet. That's going to be coming.
If I didn't work last night, that's how I would have spent my night. I would have been looking like I saw that Chauncey Billups person 8 or whatever it was, co-conspirator 8, told about this Blazer game. First thing I did was found that Blazer game and looked for something that was abnormal. Oh, Shaden Sharp, 38 minutes was the second most he'd ever played in his career. That's interesting. That entire starting lineup. Interesting. Wow, a key defensive decision in that game to guard Zach LaVine, who was having a good season for the Bulls. You gave it to the rookie who had only played that many minutes once in his career so far. That's very interesting. You lost by 28.
No,
What was the line on that game?
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to go back
128, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah. And that week, I started to go look at that week in the NBA. I started looking at box scores. So I was like, all right, is there anyone that exited early? I started looking at, that week there was a lot of games that got into the 130s. A little less defense that week.
A lot of overs.
Yeah. There was a game that the team scored, I think, 150 that week. So I went to that box score. Like, this is, I think part of the reason why I love Pablo Torre as much as I do is he's getting paid to do what I think so many of us that are sports obsessed like to do. It's like whatever you're passionate about, whatever's hitting that week, you're just like, screw it. I'm just going to dive all the way into it.
No, you actually took the Pablo Torre thing. I was going to mention it. What do you think he's going to be doing? What do you think people like him and just people that had nothing better to do? I mean, look at Brian Colangelo. That was figured out by Twitter detectives. Sixers Twitter figured that one out with all the Eric Jr. and all the other aliases they had, the burner accounts. Dude, I'm telling you, I gotta send. I'm gonna send you the link right now. This video of Rozier. I mean, he's hitting air balls and he's throwing the ball away. This isn't a game.
Mm-hmm.
He's literally point shaving. Like Damon Jones giving inside information as a coach is bad, is really bad. A player point shaving or doing things on the court. The unders where if he just says not that it's not terrible, it is, but. If he says, "Oh, my knee, it hurts," and he leaves,
right.
that's not changing the outcome of a game. That's, I mean, not like it is where if he's missing shots on purpose.
Well, I mean, Ray
it's
knows.
so terrible.
Ray knows that the Temple player had a green light to shoot whenever he wanted, and there was games where he'd go like 0 for 8 from beyond the arc, and he's still throwing them up. And you're like, how is this possible?
And he's been the subject of a federal investigation, and believe me, that. Soon there's going to be more indictments coming
live.
down. And it was one of these things where you're thinking, what's going on? Is this rigged? How many times have we watched games and thought, this is rigged?
Yes.
Now we have to question if it's all the time.
Yes.
Now you have to question it.
Yet we still watch them, and we still bet on them.
We do. Yeah. Now it's easier. Yeah. Now it's easier than ever to do it.
Right.
All right. 610-632-0975. We'll get back to the Eagles later on in the hour. Dave Dombrowski went on foul territory, and he talked about his comments on Bryce Harper. Poor Dave. He didn't say that he's trading Bryce Harper. Didn't say that. We're all making this up. That's coming up next. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Birds and Giants on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn. This Fanatic Update is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. We need a new water heater. Choose one that's built to be the best. Choose Bradford White. The 5-2 Eagles looking for revenge on the Giants for that game 2 weeks ago where the Giants crushed them on Thursday Night Football. Jordan Mailata thinks this game's personal. Tim McManus joined Unfiltered to talk about that yesterday.
Talking with Jordan Mailata, he called this game for him personal. He said that Week 6 game against New York was the worst of his career. So he said for him, this is a personal game.
Well, in this game, there might be some of the personnel problems that they had the last time round. Birds were down a couple of players against the Giants 2 weeks ago. Could be down A.J. Brown and Cam Jurgens. Both have not practiced over the last 2 days. Tim McManus will come up at 12:55 to break down what's going on with the Birds. As for the 76ers, home opener is Saturday against the Hornets. Nick Nurse joined Kincade Salciunas earlier today. You catch that one more time on 975thefanatic.com with the Fanatic app. And coming up at 2:05 on Unfiltered, Tyrese Maxey joins the show. Flyers lost 2-1 to the Senators last night. They've got the Islanders at home on Saturday. This update's also brought to you by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store. You can find the looks all for under $30 with new rivals every day. You never know what you'll find. Find location at Macy'sBackstage.com. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic.
reality is that he's a great player. He's a future Hall of Famer. This thing's got a life of its own. Now I've been reading that, the Phillies may trade Bryce Harper. That couldn't be further from the truth. We love him. I think he's a great player. He's a very important part of our team. I've seen him have better years. I look for him to have better years.
All right, that was Dave Dombrowski yesterday on Foul Territory. So that couldn't be further from the truth. And that was only because Joel Sherman, who was a longtime MLB insider, had said he wouldn't be 100% shocked if Bryce Harper got traded. He didn't say, I expect Bryce Harper's going to be traded. He said, I wouldn't be shocked. And he's clearly saying that because I would say the insiders around baseball know that there may be some friction between Scott Boras and Dombrowski in regards to Harper. At least that was the theory that people were working on. So here's Dombrowski so he's saying, like, oh, couldn't be further from the truth. Here's Dave Dombrowski talking about Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper is one of the best players in the game of baseball. They asked me, what type of year did you think he had? And I said, he had a very good year. I don't think he had an elite year. And when I think of Bryce Harper, it's a compliment because the reality is there are 8-10 players in the game of baseball every year. When they're not, let's say, in the MVP consideration, it's not an elite year for them.
Yeah, I never thought, and I could be totally off, a lot of people thought that there were calculated comments that he made at the press conference where he was saying he's not an elite player. I don't know if he's ever going to get back to it. I didn't think it was ever calculated.
Well, we were thinking calculated in that it would be a motivational thing to Bryce Harper. But what if it's calculated in that it's to Boras to get him to waive his no trade so they can move him?
Well, a lot of people were speculating that was a message to Boras. You're not getting a new contract.
Right.
And because if you think about on this
roster, he shouldn't get a new
contract.
contract.
He shouldn't. I totally
And that's
agree.
preposterous.
He does not need an extension. He signed a 13-year contract. So Suarez is represented by Boras.
Yeah, he's gone.
Alec Boehm is recommended by Boras.
Yeah.
So if you're Dave Dombrowski, you're dealing with who else has Boras on there? But you're dealing with him on those two guys. So they've been negotiating with Suarez a couple seasons ago, and they ultimately didn't. They signed Sanchez.
Mm-hmm.
So Boras is being a pain in the ass in that negotiation.
Sure.
And then Boehm, they were just trying to trade Boehm last offseason.
Right.
So you can, if I was running a Major League Baseball team, I probably don't like Scott Boras all that much.
Who
either.
does?
Nobody does.
I don't think any fans do either.
No. His clients like him.
Yeah, of course.
If he's not screwing up contracts, which he often does, with overvaluing their market value. But still. So, I mean, he walked it back, whether he was being honest and just answering the question or it was calculated or whatever. The reality is he didn't need to say what he said about Bryce Harper. It was just totally unnecessary.
It was, but then when you say that, everything's fine, they're sort of paid to mislead.
Yeah, I mean, that Ruben was great at doing that.
Yeah. What if he was traded? What if he says, yeah, you know what, I'll waive it. Get me out of here.
Well, I think you get to a point where he wants to go just as much as you want him to go. I saw a lot of people say, well, he's got a no trade clause. The minute a team wants to trade you, now you're being traded. It's a matter of where you're going to accept. You control where you go, essentially.
Right.
Now you have leverage. But once a team decides they want to trade you, unless you want to be somewhere where you're not wanted, then you're going to be like, okay.
It's kind of like, okay, you don't want me here? Well, then here are the 4 places that I'll go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So no trade clause, nothing. He would have to say, no, I'm not leaving. I'm not going to. But it can't get to that point with Bryce Harper. Why do I feel like that all of a sudden Bryce Harper is thought to be this distressed asset that isn't good anymore? And he had a semi-down year.
He did.
He didn't have a bad year. He was injured.
For him, it's a bad year.
I mean, but it was still a good year. He was just injured, Ray.
Yeah, it's what not getting over the top in this town does.
You're right. It's playoff stuff.
Yeah, he has a 1.
Okay.
That's it. That's why people don't value him. That's the biggest thing. And they look at, all right, he's only going to get older. It's been a lot of his buddies that have been here.
Turner.
He is the GM. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like, all those things, fatigue has said it. We wondered when the Harper fatigue would happen. You hoped it wouldn't because they'd win a World Series. Welcome to Harper fatigue. That's what this town has.
It's fair.
Yeah. It's fun when he's, hitting a 2-3 run bomb in a game in July.
Yeah.
And then when he come up small in October, you get sick of that.
Right. And really, he ended up the secondary show this year to Schwarber, and now you're deciding whether or not you're going to pay Schwarber. And if you're paying Schwarber, it means you're going down with the Harper ship.
Yeah, well, they are. That's exactly what they're doing.
I mean, to be clear, we've been very clear on that. We want to pay Schwarber.
Yeah, we're not. Well, I mean, whether or not we want to pay him or not, I don't
want to give him 5 years.
Right, but I will. I'm not going to live in fantasy land like the morning show that's like, oh, well, you just don't re-sign him. Yeah, but that's not going to happen. So we can live in fantasy land, or we can realize that Schwarber's being signed. And they need him. And by the way, like, it's not the best position to be in, but it's still a good team. And year to year in any sport, but in baseball, as good as Bryce Harper was in the playoffs in 22 and for a lot of 23, the last 2 years he didn't hit. I don't think physically he's incapable of getting back to being that player in the playoffs.
No.
He's not a 40 home run guy. He's not going to be that type of Bryce Harper, I don't think, anymore. Can he be 33 home run, bat 270, and give you 100 RBIs? He needs to hit in the playoffs.
I'd just rather him hit 4 or 5 in October.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah, you know what? Let's all say it now. Somewhere in the 700s for an OPS next season. We hate him all the way until the end of September, and then the beginning of October, he decides it's going to be Bryce.
Lights it up.
Yeah.
Do we agree that the Phillies are – remember the Eagles in 2003 after they lost NFC Championship game 0-1, 0-2. 2003 it was, okay, let's get to the playoffs. Regular season didn't matter. It was like, no, like we need to get back to the NFC Championship game so we can win. And then the following year, TO came. Regular season became fun again because that team was so good.
Right.
I feel like the Phillies are close to the, all right, let's just get to the playoffs. Because this team's going to make the playoffs next year. They're going to win close to 90 games.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The Sixers, a la the last couple of years. I mean, now the expectation's been reset, but like that's
hurry
what
up and get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
You're right.
That Eagles team, the Sixers team, that's where the Phillies are.
Let's see if we can get past the second round.
Yeah.
That's the Sixers. And here it's like, let's win a World Series. Even getting to another NLCS would have been something that would have made you feel better about at least what they accomplished.
Yeah, well, because that would have meant they'd beat the Dodgers.
Correct.
And so essentially, you won the World Series.
Well, I'm still counting it as because you could have beaten the Dodgers.
Fine line.
Yep. Right? Like the umpire.
Are we putting that parade together?
The
around
umpire
parking lot?
apologized to JT right away.
Yeah.
Fine
Right?
line.
Yes. Ray, put it on the show sheet for the day after the Dodgers win the World Series. We're going to get.
Well, maybe it was rigged. Maybe the umpire's in on something. We got to get Los Angeles into the World Series.
Now that's the take.
Hit the breaking news sounder. Yep.
Yeah, we need viewers in Japan. They got to watch Ohtani.
So
Canada.
So Ray, I think that I would have to stay on the air, but maybe you can go down and lead the procession, and then we can get a couple of our guys like Dylan and Brendan and whoever.
Works for me.
And you guys can go around Bala having the World Series parade for
You got to have some sort of trophy too. You got to make up a
We could do
fake,
that.
like cardboard trophy.
Hey, Manfred call it just a piece of metal. We'll just get a piece
That's
of metal.
right. You could put a bunch of soda cans, like glue them together.
That's a good idea.
There you go, and have Dylan hold it up.
Do you drink soda still?
On occasion.
Do you get kids to save the cans?
With bourbon and
okay.
you know.
All right.
We get a banner that says
I got a lot of
almost
ginger
got
ale
the-
cans, John. You like ginger ale?
You're not drinking Pepsi with your pizza? No. Do you drink soda, Ray?
in the way that Harry does.
with Captain Morgan, huh?
No, I don't drink straight chaser, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, yeah, right.
Oh, for a chaser, okay.
Sodas are
Or
chasers.
straight mixer. I don't drink straight mixer. I don't drink straight chaser.
So what do you drink?
Probably rum and coke, yeah.
Rum and cokes. So I like the rocks, and then, yeah, I just give me vodka on the rocks.
Ooh,
maybe twist the lime, something like that. On Saturday night at the Dad's Night Out, I'll be doing that.
That's nice. You can't drink the plastic bottle vodka that I used to drink.
Vladimir?
On the rocks.
No.
You got
Little
to put
Vlad?
you got to put a chaser in
No,
there.
you put a lighter up to it, it catches on fire. It's drinking gasoline. Oh man! All right, couple phone calls next. Also, Nick Sirianni gave his version of the AJ Brown update. You know, his version is it's not the real version. Also, Cam Jurgens, AJ Brown. Who would you miss more on Sunday? That's coming up. It's Middays and Marks.
Unfiltered with Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Yeah, we got to see after this practice, and you'll get everything. So just always want the most time we have to be able to evaluate before we give you guys any information on that.
Oh yeah, sure. Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni has mastered, like with Cam Jurgens. He had said, "Well, I haven't talked to the doctors yet." Chip Kelly actually used to do
Yes.
and they'd be like, "Well, yeah, but Chip, like, do you think he's going to?" I don't know. I haven't talked to the doctors yet.
Right. It was an out. Yeah.
You can't argue with him if he hasn't talked to the doctor. Like, obviously, Nick Sirianni would have a better idea than what he's letting on if Cam Jurgens is good, what his condition is. He just said he has no idea. Well, I'm sure you don't know how Cam Jurgens is in his knee, but you know how they don't want to give any information out. Everything's. It's like you're at war. You don't want to give out any trade secrets. Yeah. So A.J. Brown did not practice today. Tim McManus, I'm looking at his tweet right now. Brandon Dutz, our YouTube producer, just sent it to us.
Is that 3 straight days now?
Yep. Maybe he's not playing.
It wouldn't surprise me if he's not. I still think they win and cover.
Yeah, I mean,
I do.
I don't even know if thinking about it, I didn't even think like, oh, geez, they're not going to win. I'm just more like, wonder what's going on here. Because this could be, well, they're going into the bye week too, which is a good thing.
It is.
But
this is a great time for their bye.
It really is.
It is. Just like last year was.
Yeah, I would like to see a win going into the bye, so then you at least feel better about it. Last year, they were 2-2 into the bye.
Right. And the whole thing changed during the bye week. Can you imagine if their bye was like week 9 or 10 last year?
Yeah,
Do we have a Super Bowl?
No, probably not. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Is Sirianni employed?
Yeah.
I know there was a lot of people that were screaming for his head. I was not one of them, though, by the way, after 4 weeks.
I mean, I think at that point you didn't know what direction the season was going to go. If it would have went south, I think they would have strongly considered whacking him. They almost hired Bill Belichick and got rid of him. That was at least a thought at one point. Imagine the disaster that would have been.
Yeah.
Total disaster.
Great radio.
Yeah, that's one word for it. Yeah, it would have been easy. It would have been easy to do radio. That's for sure.
Banked a lot of show sheets.
You know what? I like this Bill Belichick radio more. Which is he has a 24-year-old girlfriend. He's in his 70s, and they've totally turned North Carolina football into a disaster.
Could you imagine Jordan and Howie Roseman sitting down at the table? No, I don't think, Howie, you know what you're doing here. All right? Let me tell you a little something about the message you're trying to get across to our fans.
Whispering into a hot mic, into a microphone.
I'm a big fan.
I can't get enough.
I know.
Pablo Torre. I mean, seriously, he's the best. He's uncovering everything you need to know about that. It is fantastic. So we'll find out from T-Mac. He's going to join us very shortly, about 12:55, with what's going on. Let's try Tasty Cake Dom. If you can hang till next hour, I promise to get you. But Uncle Jamie, and we just recorded last night for it's on the Fanatic YouTube. Uncle Jamie's college football locks of the week.
Oh, the picks. Yeah.
He was 2-1 last week, but Uncle Jamie's on the line right now. Uncle Jamie.
What's happening, Harry? Don't give up hope on LSU.
No,
it's 7:30 game in Death Valley. Brian Kelly 23-1.
I hate Brian Kelly
at home.
I hate Brian Kelly.
I know. He's tough to love, but you know what? When you look at big games, he generally does pretty well in them.
Yeah.
And A&M's coming in all undefeated. People are loving them. It's a perfect game for LSU to strike back. So hang on to them, Harry.
All right.
Hang on to them.
I will.
You know, you guys were talking about, and John and I were talking about it last night about the integrity of the game. I'm going to tell you, this gambling thing is going to be the biggest sports story going into 2026 for this reason. Just this past couple of days, the SEC fired an official who had refereed the Auburn game for 2 pretty minor infractions regarding 2 calls that one was an interpretation, one was a ball being on the goal line, and another one a spearing or a targeting penalty. Pretty minor. If you looked at the evaluation of the goal line play, it was pretty apparent that he did not get in. But the SEC fired that official. And the reason that they are being that harsh, and the reason you're going to start seeing this morph into all these sports, is that every one of these people who have a stake into the billion and dollar industry of sports in this country are scared and running for the hills that gambling has infused their sports and going to create an integrity of the game issue. It is going to be the biggest story of 26.
Ken Williamson is the guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
and how many times have we watched? We watch a lot of college football where you get some dumb hayseed crew in the SEC, and they go over and they look at the replay. It's fairly obvious to everybody that it should be overturned. He comes back and says, "Play stands on play stands, first
Stands
down."
as called,
and it's
yeah.
like, what are you doing? The pros at least they're sophisticated the technology. But you're right, Jamie. I mean, now they can't afford to get obvious calls wrong.
Yeah, it's going to morph in. People forget. I think the listeners are a little younger than we all are. David Stern protected Michael Jordan, who was involved in whatever levels of gambling, and they always said give him a forced retirement for a year so he would step away from it. This could take down Adam Silver.
Yep.
This can bring mass movement in these major sports. And and you're talking billions of dollars here at stake. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal what's happening right now.
Yeah, I agree. I also see a lot of flags that
Jamie.
are picked up these days.
Because New York's selling them.
They have a
pick it
little
up.
discussion, and then all of a sudden the ref goes, there's no penalty.
Yeah, they're talking to the war room. They're telling them what to do.
Right.
Yeah, they were doing it last
Like
year,
they did
too.
in that Kansas City-Detroit game a week or so ago.
They picked. I've seen them pick up roughing the passer penalties as well.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, this could cost Adam Silver. This could cost the NBA. I mean, really, you know what happens next? Congress gets involved.
Yep.
The president gets involved. There's hearings and things like that. The online gambling, they're all scrutinized with everything. You take props from being able to be bet on. This is the beginning of this, Harry. All right, coming up next. Tim McManus, does he expect A.J. Brown to play? Cam Jurgens, is he going to be out there? And what does his line look like without Jurgens? Who's going to be the starter? All of that and more with Tim McManus of ESPN. Next, Middays with Marks.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Birds and Giants on Sunday. I'm Ray Dunn. This Fanatic Update's brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Tullamore Dew, when it's game time, it's Tully time. The 5-2 Birds looking for revenge on the Giants after the Thursday Night Football loss back in Week 6. A.J. Brown, Cam Jurgens not practicing the last 2 days. A.J. Brown once again sidelined in practice today. We'll talk to Tim McManus of ESPN coming up in the next segment about whether or not those two play and what's going on with this Birds team right now. 76ers won the other night against the Celtics. They've got their home opener against the Hornets Saturday night. Nick Nurse joined Kincade Salciunas earlier today and talked about rookie VJ Edgecombe after that dazzling debut.
It's super special, but he kind of is. I think that, again, I don't want to keep harping on the same theme, but he was everywhere we asked him to be from the minute we drafted him this year. He was in the gym early. He was super coachable.
Tyrese Maxey will join Unfiltered coming up at 2:05 to talk about the 76ers opening game win and everything going on with that team right now. The Flyers lost 2-1 last night to the Senators. They've got the Islanders tomorrow at 12:30. This update's also brought to you by Unbound. A girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor and elder in Guatemala. The dreams of being part of a community. Reach out and change the world. It'll change your own. Unbound.org. I'm Ray Dunn, your home. The Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com.
WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia, WPEN and WPEN HD1, Burlington, Philadelphia, Beasley Media Group station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. Football Fridays brought to you by Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Drive into the great deals at the fall sales event at Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and get wicked good. Ooh, spooky deals, Harry Mays. On all month long on Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Visit NorristownChryslerDodge.com. Tim McManus, just at practice. A.J. Brown not practicing. We get the latest from ESPN's Tim McManus. What's up, T-Mac?
What's going on, boys? How we doing today?
Great, man.
Why did we not know that AJ had a hamstring injury until he was over talking to Dom on Wednesday? Were you surprised when he wasn't practicing on Wednesday?
Oh yeah, because he finished the game and did so in like spectacular fashion.
Yeah,
he had a big play late and showed off the wheels on that play. So yeah, it did come as a surprise. Your radar's not really up because it's not like he was noticeably limping in the locker room. He didn't talk afterwards, so maybe that could have been a hint. But we know that AJ decides to and not talk at various times for various reasons. So I didn't put that together. But yeah, then he showed up on Wednesday, wasn't part of the practice. And while there was some optimism, maybe he could get out here for today, wasn't the case. He was on the sideline looking on. So obviously his status not looking too great for this Giants game.
So did this happen off the field on like a Monday or Tuesday?
Nah, it must have happened in the game, Harry, because they don't really do anything in those days that would really allow for him to have that type of injury. And so it must have been something that happened late.
Unless he injured his hamstring Instagramming the most recent post that he put out there. All right, so before we get to that, before we knew if he was practicing or not, I said to Harry, I'm like, I don't really know why I feel like he's going to play, but he didn't practice on a Friday. That's not good for playing on Sunday, right?
It's not good. I mean, does he have enough experience and a connectivity enough in this offense and with the quarterback where you could probably make it work? I would say yes to that. The other side of that is if he hasn't been able to practice for 3 straight days because of a hamstring, which we know has the tendency to get re-aggravated and linger, and you have the bye week coming off of this Giants game, if it's legit, and it is, I mean, then I would think that rest would probably be the best recipe here, because if he were to go out not 100% and worsen the hamstring injury, and then it pours over into the second half of the season, that obviously could be detrimental to the Eagles.
So KP's going to blow us away with some pass plays for Dotson and Mechie in this game then, right?
Well, this could be the Jahan Dotson game.
Yes.
That we've all been waiting for.
Right.
Cam Jurgens, he missed 3/4 of the game, didn't come back. Even from Jump Street, it's like, okay, it doesn't feel like a season ender, because I felt like you would have heard more information if it was. But is this a couple weeks of Jurgens? Do you expect him to play on Sunday?
Well, I mean, one thing is that while Brown was out here all week, we didn't see Jurgens at all. And, so that can sometimes tell you how far along they are or aren't, or how close they are or aren't. And you're right, it's been kind of weirdly quiet on the Cam Jurgens front, but the fact that he's been absent, that you have to go at least one more week here, and then they head into the bye, and we'll see if that's a timely bye when it comes to those offensive line injuries. But it's a big deal. I mean, even though Jurgens hasn't had the best season as he's coming back from back surgery and hasn't really been at full form yet, there's a pretty big drop-off between starting caliber center, one that, can be a Pro Bowl player for you, and a reserve, and at least the indications that we've gotten so far based off the little bit that we're able to watch practice is Brett Toth has been taking snaps at center, and I think that makes a lot of people uneasy, and I think some of that is justified, especially because he's had trouble snapping the ball. I guess if there's one positive sort of fact off of that is maybe they'll do a lot more under center because he has had some wayward snaps in the past, so people might be excited about that, but that's a big deal, man. This is a good Giants front, as we know, including right up the gut there with Dexter Lawrence. It's like, that could be a problem spot for this Eagles team.
Yeah, it seems like trouble. A lot of people on Monday thought that, at least in large part, because they were under center quite a bit, that was out of necessity because they didn't trust him being in the shotgun the whole time. Is any indication that played into why they were under center so much?
So it feels to me like both can be true to an extent here, John, because they very much had the mindset going into that game that they wanted to establish the run. And we saw even before the Juergens injury that they were doing the under center stuff. Fred Johnson was coming into the game as a 6th offensive lineman. So I know, like, definitively that that's what they were trying to do. But then you get a really high number of under center. And could that have been affected by, well, we wanted to do this anyway, and now we got Toth in the game, so maybe we do even more than we thought? That's possible. But I don't think it was the only reason why they were going under center.
I mean, is Toth really the next best option? I mean, I know he comes in at guard, and now he's filling in for center. I mean, is that all they got? I mean, what happened to this Drew Kendall kid? I thought they were excited about drafting him.
Yeah, it's funny because for the second straight day, that's been kind of a central talking point in our little media hut that we have here at the NovaCare complex of people giving their opinions on, which offensive lineman alignment should there be, and maybe it should be Kendall. There's advocates for him, and no, Dickerson should go under center, and all of these are good arguments to be made. But really, what I keep hearing as I'm listening to people discuss this is there's no good options. Like this isn't the same type of offensive line depth that they've enjoyed in the past, and you can kind of twist yourself into knots and be like, it really should be this person, that person. And there could be definitely better options than Toth. I'm not saying that's not the case. Like, as good as Jeff Stoutland has been over his career, this hasn't been his best decision-making year. Well, if you think about, like, Matt Pryor, when he put him out at right tackle, that was a mistake.
Right.
And once Johnson came in, that game solidified. So he's not perfect. But I think, the bottom line is they just don't have that depth like they used to, not this year.
Talking to Tim McManus, ESPN, live from the NovaCare complex. Is Brandon Graham going to play on Sunday, Tim?
I think so.
Oh.
So talking to him at his locker when he was coming in, he said a couple of things that were interesting. One, that he's basically been working out, and having his own training camp for like 2 to 3 months. And when I talked to Josh Uche, he's like, he's like the assistant strength and conditioning coach, like worked with me and BG, like dating all the way back to the summer. And then when I would like walk into the meeting rooms, BG is there, like, sitting there watching film. So it's not so he's been quote unquote retired, but he's also been actively working in case this opportunity presented itself. And then when he came off of the practice field, he got asked, like, so you playing? And he just had a big smile on his face. And he's like, I'm going to let the coaches, make their decision. So given that fact plus the need, they just don't have edge rushers right now. It feels to me like this could be an opportunity where you get him in there, get his feet wet a little bit, maybe give him 10 snaps. Like that doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility to me.
Yep. And a sack. I'm predicting a sack and a tackle for a loss, Timmy.
Maybe a Jackson Dart sack.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So we didn't ask you about the AJ and the Instagram post. What's your reaction to what's your feel, right? Like, is this just everybody understands that AJ, this is the kind of dude that he is, and no one takes it too seriously? This is his way of venting, is putting stuff on social media? Or is this something that, cause the fans will tell you that he's just trolling and it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I don't think this is trolling at all because he put the tweet out and he apologized for it, that he shouldn't have done it. So what's your reaction to all of this?
So it's easy to kind of get into the thought process of connecting dots. And I actually asked Sirianni about this. Like, there's dot connecting going on the outside because AJ's not practicing, and then he's got another social media post, and Sirianni said it's been business as usual inside of the building. And I think that is really what you should sort of take moving forward. Like, Brown obviously has had his frustrations. He's going to sometimes put things online. I still don't know if that was even directed at the team. Like, we haven't had the chance to talk to him, but people make those conclusions for obvious reasons because of, the past history here. But, but for people getting like worked up, like, oh, he's going to be gone off of this team. AJ Brown's not getting traded. I feel confident in saying that, that Brown's not going to get traded at the deadline. This upcoming off season, maybe there's a different conversation, but I think, people can at least be, maybe relieved by the idea of like, it's not perfect inside. He's had his fair share of frustration and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, he's a a very productive player that is going to be key for them moving forward. And so this just feels to me more like a little hiccup more than anything like super serious at the moment.
Last time we saw the Giants, it's still in my mind, that fourth quarter, Scatterbo running over the defense. And
Vic
Jackson
Fangio
Dart.
hasn't slept since then, by the way.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Are you confident the Eagles respond and bounce back in this game?
I've liked what I've heard this week in that respect. Talking with Jordan Mailata, he said that he's taken this game personally. He said that last game against the Giants was, in his opinion, his worst ever. He thought that he was very passive. Brian Burns got the better of him. And, and I know that he's personally motivated to make sure that doesn't happen again. And then he talked about the team messaging, and that comes from the coaching staff, and that was, be physical this week. Dominate in the physical game. That's something that was lacking in that first one. It was an uncharacteristic performance. Talking to players in the locker room, it's not that they saw it coming, but I have been told that people sort of felt like whatever it was, there was something off heading into that game. That has since gotten corrected from what I can tell, and things seem to be kind of back on. I think that we saw that in the Minnesota game where they bounced back. So I do feel like this is a prideful group who got it handed to them against New York the last time. It's a very unique opportunity, and you get to face them like right again, like immediately almost. And I think that they're going to have that very clearly in their minds, and are going to go out and put their best foot forward here.
It'd be nice if Saquon Barkley took it personal too, and this was the week he finally busted out with a home run. Yeah,
I mean, and it would be a fitting stage too, right?
It would.
It's got the Giants on the other side, and I think he's been mentally in the right space when it comes to this. He obviously wants to be the best in the world and wants the ground game to be going more than anybody. He says that he takes it, the ownership of the ground game and, very much puts it on his own shoulders. But he also has this team first mentality where he recognizes that, winning is the thing, however that gets done. But moving forward, they're going to need that ground game. That ground game has to get going. This will be a great opportunity to do it. Like ride into the bye week with Saquon in the ground game humming, everything starting to click in, feeling good about the second half of the season. I think that would be an ideal outcome for this Philadelphia.
Yeah, one big home run and his first 100-plus yard game of the year. To think that we're this far into the season and we're still asking for that is amazing.
Yep,
it really is. Looking at his average yards, where it's like 50-plus a game, and last year it was 125. Unbelievable. What a drop. And he keeps saying, I feel the same. Obviously there's been things going on up front, not ideal, health-wise, and teams are zoning in on him and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think he's gonna break one off sooner rather than later.
Timmy, thank you, buddy. We'll watch you on ESPN. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, boys. I'll see you.
Thanks, T-Mac.
Tim McManus live from the NovaCare. Coming up, we have some Adam Schefter information on some Giants that have lighter wallets.
What?
They got fined. Man. All right, that's coming up. We have our locks of the week coming up as well. I think we're 0 for 3 on our locks between the three of us.
Not a great opening week for the segment.
Liberty Safes of New Jersey is back, though, for the lock of the week, so we didn't scare off the sponsor.
Good for them. I did take Temple, though, last week.
That's a lock.
Yeah, that was a lock.
That was a lock.
Yeah.
You got it. All right, that's next. Middays with Marks.
Philadelphia is a sports city full of passionate.
Harry Mays, Ray Dunn. We got some phone calls, Johnny Marks, to get to, and a whole lot of other stuff.
We also have Ricky Bowe, who has you can tell he has something wrong with him.
What do you mean?
Well, he was really offended by the headband that I'm wearing.
Yeah, he
Eagles
doesn't like
headband.
your getup today.
No, I mean, there's not liking it, and then he was calling me a douche and all this other
fanboy. I think
fanboy, which is like I am an Eagles fan,
right?
But this is more of a show prop than anything.
I get it. Yeah,
14-2 lifetime wearing this.
That's right. So everybody's anxiously awaiting your pick at the end of the show.
Are they? There you go.
Well, you're 14-2 wearing that. So.
Well, yeah, exactly. So I'm picking the Eagles. Well, Tim just actually put me over the top for taking the 7.5.
Timmy Mack.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. There was
I couldn't do it. T-Mac had to do it.
The feel in the locker room, which was last time things felt a little bit off. This time, it doesn't feel off. It feels like, all right, let's go.
They're going to take it out on him.
Correct.
Sunday. Yeah.
All right. There you go. I'm in. I'm back in. So feedback's coming up at the end of the show. 975-FEEDBACK at 975thefanatic.com or the text line, which is 610-632-0975. There was a good one that Nate sent to us. I hope it makes the.
Oh, I read it.
Well, I saw a really good feedback email, too. I hope makes the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll see, Ray. We'll see if it makes
All right. I'm very intrigued as to which one Harry saw.
Well, the same one that you were talking about.
Okay. I was like, is there multiple of them?
No, it's just the one. Of where you were.
But there's
this
still
morning.
time to get more in.
There is.
Yeah.
There's lots of time. And I mean, I'm sure people are commenting on the I mean, I don't know. I didn't expect the negative comments from Ricky. And even Silvana was kind of like, Bill likes it.
See, Ricky's getting himself in show mode.
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah. After.
Ricky hadn't been feeling well this week.
Having a nice conversation with Tyrese Maxey, which they'll have at 2:00. He's going to get angry about something.
Okay. All right. Maybe he'll wear we can have a bet. He can wear the headband or whatever. All right. Let's go to. So what's the Schefter story here? Right.
Yeah, so coming out of that Thursday night game, if you remember, Jackson Dart went into the tent to be looked at for a concussion. The Giants have now seen both Brian Daboll and Cam Scatterbo get fined for violating concussion protocol over that.
Daboll went into the tent.
They went busting in there, yeah.
Daboll out 100,000, excuse me, and Scatterbo out 15,000. The Giants out 200,000.
Wow.
For violating concussion protocol while Jackson Dart was being looked at during that Thursday night game.
Yeah. Well, they can't give any, indication that the, coach can go in there and overrule the doctor and say, hey, he's okay. I need him.
No, he's got two. How many fingers do I have up? All right, you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Let's go.
Yeah, which is the way it used to be.
Yeah, it used to be. 3. Yeah, you got it. Let's go.
Yep.
Here's some smelling salts. You got to make an example of it, but it just shows you how desperate Daboll is to save his job, and he realizes that kid, if he looks good this year and they win a couple games, then that saves Daboll's job.
I ain't winning this game with Russell Wilson.
That's for damn sure. And who knows if he had a concussion? I guess he didn't. But yeah, you can't go in and mess around with it.
No.
And Scatterbo's running.
How about Scatterbo getting in there?
I hate him.
Guy that definitely doesn't believe in concussions.
Yeah, how many undocumented concussions do you think he had? I mean, honestly, all these running backs that take on contact. I mean, geez.
Yeah.
Let's go to Tasty Cake Dom checking in. Tasty Cake Dom, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, John. How are you?
Good, man.
The show's great. You guys are killing it. I'm so happy to hear you back on the air.
Thanks, Dom. Appreciate it.
Many years on the route listening to you. You mentioned you and Robbie E. Many years listening to you.
Oh yeah.
And I'm also very excited you're back in on the Sixers.
Well, I watched 2 quarters. That's the first 2 quarters.
The second half. Yeah, the best 2 quarters of the
yes.
game. Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be pretty good this year.
Well, I think they should be fun to watch. I don't know, what their record ends up being.
It's weird because the expectation every year was hurry up, let's make it past the second round of the playoffs. This year, because of, Paul George already isn't playing, and Embiid. Yeah, you don't have that same expectation. I think they make the playoffs. But at least it seems like it's going to be fun, unlike some other years.
Yep, yeah, all good stuff. John, you were talking about Bob Costas, and he was a little bit of a curmudgeon, which is funny because he spent years, John, telling stories about what a miserable SOB Howard Cosell was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I think it's a little bit different. He's just like, I don't know. He's Mr. Olympic, right? He's so highbrow.
Yeah, he's above reproach.
He sure is.
Yeah.
And he was also one of the greats of his time.
He was.
Let's go to Angry Al. Angry Al, what do you got?
Johnny Mark.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, Harry?
I just love the way he comes on the air. Angry Al.
Shout out
It's
like
his
a cannon.
signature
Yep.
every time. It's just Johnny Marks.
People yell at me across the grocery store in an Angry Al voice. Johnny Marks. It's great.
Yeah. So who do you guys like tonight?
In the series or you talking about the World Series?
Yeah.
Snell's on the mound. I'd taken the Dodgers.
I think the Dodgers in 6. It's tough to pick against the Dodgers the way they're playing.
Snell has been unhittable.
Yeah.
Unhittable in the playoffs.
Yep.
I know. And I don't even really want to root for the Blue Jays because they beat the Phillies in '93.
Yeah.
But, I think you're right, Dodgers in 6. That's about it. Giants game, I think you're wrong. You're giving them 7.
7.5. 7.5.
I think that's way too much, Harry. You guys, you're saying the Eagles got revenge, but the Giants look like idiots losing by 1 point last Sunday. They got a whole thing to come back for.
Well, let's make a bet
And you
with
guys
Angry Al.
are the Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, what do you want to bet? We're not going to bet money. What do you want to bet?
Let's bet something, Al.
All right, what? No money? I'll bet you a hoagie.
No, your mustache. That's what we want. That mustache shaved.
Dude, I'm not shaving nothing off my body for nothing.
No.
Because he was confident in the Phillies winning the World Series, and I said, "All right, you're so confident, shave the mustache." He's like, "I'm not shaving the mustache."
He likes that mustache, man.
The Phillies should have won. The kid should have threw the ball to first base.
He should have. You're right. Well, say that's a good thing, Al. And thank you. If the Dodgers win, we're going to have a almost World Series parade because if the Dodgers win, then the Phillies, if they could have gotten those outs, they would have won. There you go. If Kirk Green would have thrown the ball to first base, even though they still needed the score.
Yeah.
After that.
Fine line.
Yeah.
It's a fine line.
We're a good club. I mean, they're a good club, right?
They are.
We have a good club.
Good club.
We have a good club.
I bet Ray has a good club magazine back.
Oh, wow!
If Ray was going to have an adult magazine, what would it be?
Oh my goodness, Ray! I would go high society for Ray.
Ray.
It's the 21st century, man. Who goes after those magazines?
I know.
Ray's moved on to DVDs.
Yeah. He doesn't do VHS anymore. DVDs. Yeah, Club magazine. I mean, listen, you can't go wrong with The Hustler.
And remember, there was Club International too.
Yeah, that was the classy one. Yeah, the one kid in the neighborhood that had the dad that had the penthouse subscription was like, he's like, all right, let's go.
Right.
5 11-year-olds in a penthouse, the penthouse forum too.
Hey, I got you. I got a club.
Coming up.
We have a good club.
Yeah, we do have a good club.
Yes, I do.
Coming up, our locks of the week. Listen, if we don't get these locks, rest of the season's free.
Okay.
All right.
I thought we gave it away last week.
Well, it doesn't matter what we said last week. It only matters what we say this week. Our locks of the week, we got good ones this week. That's coming up next. Your phone calls. Herb from Northeast Philly, he put in a proposal. He texted me a proposal for Amy Fadul.
What?
He texted me, give Amy my cell phone number. Talking about Amy Fadul.
Wow.
Did I do that?
He's shooting his shot.
Should I give Herb Amy Fadul's cell phone number? We'll discuss that on the other side as well.
I would say no.
Exactly.
Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
How am I supposed to do a sports update after that? I'm Ray Dunn on this Fanatic Sports Update. The Eagles are playing the Giants this weekend, trying to get revenge on a loss 2 weeks ago on Thursday Night Football. 34-17. This week, A.J. Brown, Cam Jurgens, both not practicing. Jurgens hasn't been seen out at practice. A.J. Brown has been on the sidelines for practice. We talked to Tim McManus at 12:55 earlier in the show. He said that you could see A.J. Brown out there, probably not going to see Cam Jurgens. Confident in this Eagles team. You can go listen to that one more time on our website, 975thefanatic.com. As for the 76ers, they're 1-0 after the win Wednesday night over the Celtics. Their home opener is Saturday against the Hornets. Nick Nurse joined Kincade Salciunas earlier and spoke about VJ Edgecombe's approach this summer.
It's super special, but he kind of is. I think that, again, I don't want to keep harping on the same theme, but he was everywhere we asked him to be from the minute we drafted him this year. He was in the gym early. He was super coachable.
And if you want some more Sixers conversation, Tyrese Maxey's joining Unfiltered coming up at 2:05. This update's brought to you by the New Jersey Department of Transportation. One of the last thing motorcycle sees is you driving while distracted. Stay focused on driving safely. Visit drivesafelynj.com. I'm Ray Dunn for 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks, with Harry Mays, Ray Dunn. The guys are coming up next. Cole Larulo, Batalico, Silvana, Unfiltered. That's coming up next. We have our Lock of the Week, Harry Mays. And the Lock of the Week is sponsored by Liberty Safes of New Jersey. Lock it with Liberty Safes of New Jersey, the largest selection of safes in the tri-state area. Showrooms in Mount Laurel and Hamilton Township. LibertySafesNJ.com. I was on the website because I have this.
Oh, yeah?
I have this, like, it's okay. It's like an adequate safe in case there was a fire. And it's really, it's almost like I could just put my important documents there without losing them. I know it's in one spot. But you should see the safes. They have vault doors at Liberty Safes of New Jersey.
Where you could, like, walk in?
Like a bank.
Yeah.
They put the right on there. Setup and delivery. They have installation and delivery of these things. Large safes, small safes, vault doors. I would put Ray in one of them, a vault door. Compact vaults, big, small, they have it all.
I think he's just recovered from the previous segment.
You could put your club magazines in the,
exactly.
in the vault, in the safe. Yeah. Yep. So shout out to Liberty Safes in New Jersey. I got to head over to the showroom shortly. All right, LibertySafesNJ.com. All right, I'm going to lead it off here. How about this? Buffalo at the Panthers. Buffalo lost 2 straight games heading into the bye week last week. The Panthers might be the worst 4-3 team in NFL history. And Andy Dalton is making the start this week. Last year, Andy Dalton starting was a good thing right off the bat. I don't think it's going to be this week. The Bills play angry, and they go to Carolina, and they beat up on the Panthers. I'll take the Buffalo Bills -7.5 over the Carolina Panthers, Harry Mays. That is my Liberty Safes of New Jersey lock of the week.
I like that one. I mean, they need a win badly. I'm going to, I already told you I like the Eagles in a lock at -7.5. But I'm also going to go in the NFL. I believe it's the Sunday night game, and I might actually stay up to watch this one. Usually it's only when the Eagles play on Sunday night do I watch. But Green Bay going to Pittsburgh with the whole Aaron Rodgers drama has me intrigued. I'm going to watch it. But the Packers are going to win, and the Packers are going to cover. Laying 3 on the road at Pittsburgh.
It's a huge Packer line. They're 3-point favorites at Pittsburgh.
On the road.
Against Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers very soft this week, talking about how he's going to retire a Packer.
Right.
And everything else.
Yeah.
All right, interesting pick. I mean, that line's screaming Green Bay.
It is. It is.
Sure. All right, Green Bay -3. Ray?
Yep.
All right, this is not that scientific. The Saints, very bad at football. The Buccaneers look really good at football. I don't care who's out. I don't care about a short week. 4.5 points. You're going to give me just that, the difference between one of the best teams in football and one of the worst teams in football. I don't care if it's in New Orleans. They could play this game on the sun, and I'm taking Baker Mayfield to cover those 4.5 points down there in New Orleans.
All right, Tampa Bay -4.5 on the road at New Orleans. I looked at the Patriots -7 over the Browns at home.
Yeah.
Ride the Patriots now. Drake May is having some of the best games ever by a quarterback of his experience.
Yeah, I went against him in that game with the Titans, and
he killed it.
Yep, he did.
Think this is the most impressive stretch of quarterbacking that the Patriots have ever seen?
Yeah, I think it's
definitely
right up there.
Would have to guess.
Definitely right up there.
Trying to think who would have been better.
Yeah, Steve Grogan maybe back in the 80s.
Well, Bledsoe was good at the beginning of his career.
That Matt Castle season, man, you gotta really
over 500.
Belichick won 11 games with Matt Castle.
They missed the playoffs,
too. That puts him in the Hall of Fame.
It does.
Mac Jones went to the playoffs, right?
He was a Pro Bowler, Mac Jones.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, that's the lock of the week. Lock it with Liberty Safes of New Jersey. Some of the safes are so big we could put somebody in there. Like not you, Ray.
You should take a video for your Instagram of going in the safe, walking in there.
It's great content.
It is.
Like a nice vault door.
I realize I'm going to make this where I end up in the vault here very claustrophobic. I would lose my mind in one of them.
Yeah, I wouldn't. When I've been in an elevator that has had issues to where it stopped, not a good time. Not a good time.
Longest you've been stuck in an elevator?
Half hour.
Really?
Yep. Half hour, and I'm diabetic, so then I start freaking out that my blood sugar is going to get low, and I don't have anything on me for it. And then I'm like, okay, well, how am I getting out of here in case I start losing my blood sugar? It's like, is there a way to get out? Are you going to be able to pry the door open? It was a half hour, but my sugar was fine, but still,
well,
not fun. By myself, too, I was in there.
Ooh, I had an hour with people.
Oh, I wouldn't want that.
2 fire departments it took.
Really?
Yeah, not great.
Where's the school?
Yeah. First week of college roommates thought it'd be funny to jump on the elevator after a few.
So you went to Temple and you lived at Temple?
Yeah. All 4 years.
Interesting. All right.
Lived in the city since?
Yeah, Temple, at least for me, was a commuter school. You didn't live in the area and you went to.
There were only 2 dorms when I went there, and then the Temple Towers. That was it.
As they say, it's changed a lot over the years.
It has.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's less safe now than it probably was back then. Anyway, all right, there we go. Herb from Northeast Philly joins us. Herb, how are you, buddy? What's going on?
Johnny Marks, what's happening, brother?
Uh-oh. How are you, Herb?
Hey, you got diabetes, you told me, right?
I do. I heard you were talking about diabetes on the radio.
Yeah, did you hear about the diabetes? The doctor from Maryland. You need to go get some of this stuff. It's called GL Pro. All right.
What's the weight? It's the weight loss stuff.
That's GLP-1.
You call me when you're off the air, and I'll tell you about GL Pro. There was a 45-minute video because it will bring there's 12,000 people taking it right now. The drug companies want it off the market because all these people are don't need to buy insulin no more.
It'll cure the diabetes, which is the last thing people want because they as it goes to
yeah. The A1C comes down.
Well, I'm type 1 diabetic, so I don't know if this would work for me.
I'm type 2. I take insulin.
I know.
Do you take insulin?
Yeah, I'm type 1 diabetic.
Yeah.
I have to take it to live. Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't work for me. It wouldn't work for me. There's a lot of diabetics that are taking the GLP because it reduces, they lose a lot of weight, and then therefore their pancreas works more efficient, and then they're able to not do it.
Rodney Pete's wife, she took it, and she's a spokesperson for this Dr. Myers. Dr. Myers.
So Herb sent me another picture. So he sends me pictures to send to Amy.
Okay. Yeah, Herb, I got to give you credit, man. You're shooting your shot here.
No, it's just a friendship thing. That's all. I'm just
so you don't want her to leave her husband and her family for you?
I just want to get a picture with her. That's all.
Well, I bet that could
Johnny
be
likes to talk stuff up. Johnny likes to talk it up.
You sent me 3 pictures with a give me her cell.
That's me working. I'm working. I'm down here in H-Lot right now. You know what they just fed us for lunch?
What?
They had turkey breast, sliced up turkey breast, real turkey with mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
And string beans, yeah.
Well, that sounds it's good
delicious.
for the diabetes, though. That's like a
first time we ever got some of that.
Why'd they feed you?
Yeah. Well, you go in there, the platter's like $7. Everybody that works in the building at lunchtime from 11:30 to 1:30, you can go in there and eat.
You made it seem like they had a big vat in the parking lot, and they scooped it out to you in a plate in the parking lot. You just went in for lunch for employees.
I went in, yeah.
You're telling me about your employee lunch. Thanks, Herb.
Right.
Ray saw
you're
Herb
telling
the
me
other
you're
day.
hungry. You're saying you're hungry now, right? When you leave here.
Where'd you see Ray?
Him working.
No, I saw Herb. Herb didn't see me.
Yeah.
I saw him driving to the little...
All right, I'm predicting this game today. All right? I'm predicting the Eagles, okay? 4 sacks, okay? 4 touchdowns and 2 field goals.
So what would the final score be?
And 1 sack in the end. It's going to be 36 for the Eagles, 23 New York Giants.
The math is wrong unless they get 2-point conversions or a safety. But okay.
That's okay.
All right, you have him covering Herb.
Yeah, he does.
Huh?
Yeah, they're covering, bro. They're going to cover more than that. They might even put 40 up this week. So
listen, Herb,
take
I'm
the
a little
over.
low on my score.
Take
I'm
the over.
waiting for this team to start scoring 40 plus, 40 plus, 40 plus. Let's start throwing the ball up. Do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Run the ball like you used to run the ball, okay?
How about pass the ball?
We're hungry. We got to play hungry this week. We got to play hungry.
Herb,
we got some tough games coming up after this bye.
Herb, I'm up against it, but just you can send me more pictures. Just make sure your clothes are on. I'm not giving Amy any pictures where you're nude, all right?
You're crazy.
All right, buddy.
EAGLES! Victory! Sunday victory!
Beautiful.
Thank you, Herb.
You like that?
Yes.
All right, buddy. There he is, Herb.
You still got 15 minutes to go. All right, later.
Well, I got. Hey, see, he wants to talk for the rest of the show.
But we gotta get the break.
Yeah, we got bills to pay. We got feedback coming up, and all of that. That's coming up. Herb. He's got the same content that he had yesterday on another show. He's talking
really?
about Holly Robinson Pete and diabetes.
Yeah.
And he says that diabetes like Wilford Brimley.
He just discovered the GLP.
Yeah, it's brand new. Yeah, no, what do you thought? I've never heard. Like half the moms I know aren't on it right now.
Jeez.
Herb. What is it? Hey,
the drug companies don't want you to know about it. That's all they're selling. What is he talking about?
Nope.
They had the company line right there. They don't want you to know about this.
Sounds like a commercial. It's like
Herb from the Northeast says it's changed.
Yeah. Sounds like something on YouTube.
What's the Alan Thicke commercial?
Video gets taken down.
Right. Yeah. The IRS doesn't want you to know about this. I'm Alan Thicke. Middays with Marks. Feedback next.
The Fanatic's Andrew DeCecco.
All right, so what is this? We're back. Middays with Marks, Harry Mays. Ray Dunn, there's breaking news from Pablo Torre.
Oh, so many people are in trouble. Pablo's on the case. Apparently, Kevin Garnett was among former athletes who took part in a 2019 private poker game tied to individuals indicted in the DOJ's Operation Royal Flush.
Yeah, so any athlete that was playing in these poker games, I have no issue with, and you're going to find out athletes were playing in these high-stake games. That's going to happen. If Chauncey Billups is getting a cut, like, for example, he got $50,000 wired to him because of, like, getting people to go to these games.
Right.
That were rigged.
Sending marks in there.
There's a reason why you're using Chauncey Billups, because he's getting high-profile, rich athletes that want to go play.
Right.
And if you have those guys, then other people want to be involved in the same game because it's an ego thing. Like, yo,
Sure.
I was playing poker with Kevin Garnett.
Right.
I won $10,000 in the hand from him, whatever. So Kevin Garnett, huh?
Are we certain that Kevin Garnett is on the side of this, that his buddy Chauncey Billups was trying to take his money? Those two are friends. I'm just saying. I don't know. I just being named in that. Pablo Torre, I don't think, is releasing things to clear people.
No, Pablo Torre is going to be a pain in the ass of everybody that could be possibly involved in all of this. But, I mean, there was a video that I saw of Durant where there's this guy that's pointing to his hat, and Durant's just looking at him, shaking his head. And there's speculation that the guy was saying, like, you got to make a bucket so this game, whether it goes over or the point spreaders, whatever. There's only a couple seconds left in the game, and I don't know how they got this camera angle, but he's just, like, sitting there at the foul line, and this guy has a Texas shirt on, and he's got some kind of like a baseball hat. And he's just pointing to the hat, and Durant's, like, looking back at him, and he's at the foul line just shaking his head. It's really weird.
What was on the hat?
You can't see from the
tell.
So I don't know what that.
Apparently, Poker News also had this Garnett thing as well. But they're saying he's not a suspect and unlikely to be a part of cheating scandal.
Yeah.
Well, he was out of the league then, right? And what year was this?
2019 was when he took.
But
Billups was out of the league at that point too.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people you need to, like, is Kevin Garnett setting up other people to go there and then get ripped off? That seems like something Billups was.
Well, yeah, that just hurts to know that they were friends, really good friends, and Billups would use
Ripping
that
him off.
friendship to take that money from him.
Garnett was doing the MGM commercials.
Yep. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you just wait. I mean, it's only been 24 hours since all this stuff came down, and there is going to be a lot more that comes out. You wait to the names that come out. Hopefully, like I said, if these guys are playing in poker tournaments, I don't care.
Right.
Who cares? Phil Mickelson lost hundreds of millions of dollars.
They're rich
in
guys.
Yeah.
You know.
Like Charles Barkley had said last night on the it's not NBA, on TNT, the whatever, and he was talking about, I like to gamble. How many millions of dollars Charles has probably lost in gambling?
Does he play poker?
I don't know if he plays poker.
You think he was at any of these things?
Shaq was saying that he'll dabble in roulette and blackjack every once in a while. Charles likes betting on sports.
Yeah.
Loves sports betting.
Yeah, he does. All right, we're going to be let's get the feedback. What do we got?
Now, it's time for feedback.
How about filling us in? I can't lie!
Email us at 975feedback at 975thefanatic.com.
Say it! Let me tell you something!
Or text us at 610-632-0975.
Let me tell you something else, man.
It's feedback on Middays with Marks.
John looks like one of Janet Jackson's backup dancers, MBD.
I will take that as a pure compliment. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Man, I'd be scoring left and right if that was the case.
Doubt. I hear commercials of Colarulo getting cut off by regional commercials up here, and I know you just love to hear him get cut off for once. Go get him, Ray. Dan from North Jersey.
Did I say something at Bill's expense today?
No, is that happening on the app? Maybe they're cutting off commercials.
If
Sometimes
you
that
listen,
happens.
if I listen to the Sports Hub up in Boston, I'll get regional. I'll hear John Kincade down here with our stuff. So I guess depending on your location, you can get regional commercials like that. All right, what's next?
Harry will be breaking open a plastic bottle of Jacquin's vodka after the show. Spaz.
When was the last time you drank plastic bottle vodka?
Not long ago. You know, it was
On
free.
purpose?
FRIS, I think it was.
On purpose? You bought it?
Yeah, I bought it.
You can't spend an extra $10 on a bottle?
No, what do I care what it comes in? I care what's inside it, not the container.
One time, I used to love drinking Red Bull vodkas. Well, used to.
Oh, they're good for you. Wasn't that Sean Brace's big drink?
No, that was my drink.
Oh, it was yours.
I would wake up in bed and not remember the last 8 hours of the night.
Yeah.
And then people would say, no, you were like, we had conversations. I didn't even know you were drinking. And I was like, well, I drank a bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
But
with 4 Red Bulls.
4 times 2. All right, what's next?
I can relate to Ray Dunn. I once went to urgent care after recently dating someone new. I had a bump below the belt. Thought it could be herpes, so I get there and have to drop trow. Not only is it the doctor, but 4 female med students. They start laughing, asking if this bump is the issue. It was just an ingrown hair. Embarrassing. Daniel in Dong City, Pennsylvania.
Wow. So he must have gone to a medical center that had like a med school affiliation where they're bringing through. Yeah.
No, we've seen it where you have the doctor and then you have the students that are following along. I would have been like, can you see ya?
Can you please leave the room?
Yeah. Unless you're paying me to come in and examine me, I'm out.
A bump below the belt.
Yeah, that must have been
It was not that type of doctor's appointment.
It wasn't? Okay, well, keep being vague if we can speculate.
So medical students were not involved?
No.
Okay.
Well, it's like the AJ Brown when he puts some cryptic tweet out there. We don't know what he's talking about. Same with Ray. Right? All right.
Johnny Marks looks like former Washington State Cougar Gardner Minshew today.
Thank you.
And if you're looking for a lock of the week, bet the over on Cougars for Ray this weekend.
Oh.
Sherman from Willow Grove.
There you go. Yeah, all you needed for the Minshew is a jean jacket.
And just a mustache.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, but you got to leave it long.
Longer.
Yeah.
A little bit of a handlebar mustache.
I like that.
All right, we got
Last one for you.
Go ahead.
Harry Mays doesn't know how to play poker? I guess he just stopped by the parties for the entertainment, if you know what I'm saying.
That's right.
Always welcome back at the next poker night, Harry. I won't snitch on you. Gilbert in D.C.
There you go. Gilbert Arenas.
Poker. Thank you. Feedback. Yep. All right.
I like that. I like the AI voice.
Yeah, it's creepy, but
It's grown
at
on
the
me.
same time. Yeah, it has. The segment's working. It's working a little bit better now. Brendan Dutz, our YouTube producer, turns 21 years old next week. He's taking off. I want to wish him a happy birthday.
It's terrific. 21.
Good weekend, everybody. Coming up next, Bill Colarulo and Ricky Metallico.
Tyrese
Unfiltered.
Maxey.
And Tyrese
At 2
Maxey. Right
o'clock.
to stop. See ya.
Now,